Putrajaya, Malaysia this August to watch the world's best water skiers in action. Don't miss it.
Watch the best water skiers in the world compete at the 2019 World Waterski Championships in Putrajaya, Malaysia.
Well, good morning everybody and welcome along to Putrajaya for the 2019 IWWF World Waterski Champs Men's Slalom Final about to begin. And good morning, Jarrett Llewellyn here in Expert Comments.
Yeah, good morning. It's just been an exciting event, just incredible skiing, and we're right down to the last day, and it's great conditions today.
Absolutely. Conditions are good. Very slight cross breeze as we sort of come to expect, but it is protected quite a bit by that wind break we have here at Putrajaya. So men's slalom final, the towboat is doing its phantom passes. We haven't had final word from the chief judge, but I believe when it heads back to the dock we may well be bringing our first competitor on. So let's have a look. 12 of course in the final. Any one of these guys could win this event. It's an amazing field. We go first to the Czech Republic, of course, Adam Sedemeier. He'll be first up. Then, of course, we've got the world record holder, Nate Smith. I mean, he obviously could set a huge score out here this morning that for the rest to follow. Joel Howley, the Aussie, of course, he's up in third spot. Will Asher from Great Britain. Also Frederick Winter, the defending world champion. He'll be up fifth. Sasha Deschamps, he's coming up in sixth spot. So that's the first half of the field. Then from Switzerland, Benjamin Studelbar. We've got Brando Caruso from Italy. Thomas de Gasperi. Many people saying Thomas de these are the sort of conditions that will suit him, Thomas, because the Member Masters champion. Thibaut Deland, of course, who skied amazing in the qualifying round. He got onto the 10.25.
Yeah.
Brian Dietrich from California, and then, of course, Dane Meckler, our top seed. So, unbelievable field. Looking forward, it's exciting. The whole world will be watching this, of course. Men's slalom is a massive event around the world. So, Jarrett, what do you think, mate? What do you think is going to unfold here?
Well, it's a different list to look at. Usually some of these guys that are at the top, like Will and Nate, they're usually at the bottom of the list waiting and watching. But these, like you said, they're going to go out and set the pace and really stir things up, and it's going to change this whole event right off the get-go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Adam Settermeyer and, of course, Nate Smith, they had to go through a runoff situation to get into the final. They've made it through.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys here. We're still in a very tight men's overall race as well. Adam Settermeyer, of course, involved with that. Probably the only one really. Thibaut Deland still has an outside chance in the overall, but Adam has a chance. Most overall skiers don't normally get a chance in slalom to increase their score in the final, but Adam's in there, so he'll be working hard to do that.
Yeah, slalom's so tough. There's so many, all those guys can be half one ball between the two, and just to get into the finals, Adam making all three finals, that's pretty amazing to do that. And him and Martin are really neck and neck for that. Martin picked up a little bit in tricks, so Nate will be looking to, Adam will be looking to improve on that.
Okay, Waterski World, are we ready for this? This is huge. Men's slalom final at the World Champs. This is Adam Settermeyer from the Czech Republic. He starts on the 13-metre line. Should just be a settling in and warm-up pass for Adam. Great slalom style, even on both sides, and that's a complete course there on the 13-metre line.
Yeah, of Adam's three events, probably his strongest event is the slalom event. He has been so strong over the years, and he'll probably be looking to improve his score here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, actually, I'll just have a quick look at that men's overall score, just while Adam shortens down to the 12-metre line. Yeah, so at the moment, Martin Coleman leads the overall with 2,777. And Adam Settermeyer's in second with 2,737. So Adam Settermeyer had 2.5 on the 10.75 in the first round. That's the slalom score he's bringing. I'm thinking roughly if he can increase his score by maybe two boys, he probably takes the lead off Martin Coleman. So, that's just how close it is. So the aim for Adam Settermeyer obviously wants to get on the podium in slalom, so he's going to work hard to get there. But if he can sort of get around that 4 or 5 boy on the 10.75, then he probably takes the lead in the overall.
That's for sure. It's for an overall skier coming into a final like this. It's nice to have a good first round and just be able to throw down and just say, I'm just going to go for the podium. But Adam's got two things going on in his head right now. He wants to gain on his overall, not jeopardize it, but he's got to go for it. He wants to win a medal. He's been on the podium before, and he wants it again.
Okay, this is 12-metre line now from the northern end. Adam Settermeyer, round one he goes. He's got 2. Should just be a warm-up pass. Seemed to just drop a little bit around 3, but he's okay. Cross to 5 ball. Simple stuff here for Adam Settermeyer at the 12-metre line.
Yeah, typically the wind has been in the mornings has been coming across a little bit of a crosswind. This has a little more head tail in it, not straight cross, so that was a little bit more taily on that pass. We'll be coming back in here for a headwind on the 38, which will make his 39 come downwind a bit. So he's looking to probably try to run that thing. He wants a chance at 41.
Absolutely. I mean, at first off the dock, he has no idea what score he needs to get on the podium here, so he's just got to go for it, really. And likewise with his overall, I mean, the more boys he can get, the better. I think Obviously, Martin Coleman has a jump final this afternoon, so there's opportunity for Martin. Even if Adam got ahead of him in the slalom here in the overall, Martin Coleman, of course, could come back at him in the jump event later on.
Yeah, it's incredible to see. I mean, there's quite a lot of overall skiers. It's so tight. It's amazing. There's 5 guys right in there just battling it out. But these two are definitely the ones that have the opportunity. They're in the final. Martin picked up just 60 points, which you don't think is very much, but every little bit helps. And both of them will be in the jump final later today.
Okay, this is where it starts to get serious, folks. 11.25 metre line, 38 off for Adam Seddemeyer from the start dock end here at Putrajaya. Makes his approach into 1, he goes. Round 1. Not a bad start, actually. He's got 2. Looking good at the moment, Adam Seddemeyer. The Czech Republic on time and early as he heads across the 4. Out of 4 nicely, across the 5. Looks like a good pass on the 11.25 for Adam Seddemeyer. Pretty comfortable out there as he hits up. But now shortened. This is 10.75 now, of course. Here's the replay, Jarrett.
Yeah, two-handed gate. He's a right foot forward skier. Kind of going right through the center of the gates there. Pretty good one. Leaning in a bit, not letting the ski finish. Just panicking a bit at 1, but not a big deal. Great hook up at 2 ball. Strong through the wakes. Keeping the line tight. A little wheelie there at 3 ball. He's got a little bit of a cross headwind, so that's helping a little bit get rid of the slack. A lot better at 5 there and finishing off very strong. Pretty decent pass.
Yeah, no problem at all, I would say. 11.25 there. Comfortable. So this is the moment, though. He shortens down to the 10.75 metre line. 2.5 is the score he had in the elimination round. He's got a personal best of 4 at 10.25, so obviously very accomplished slalom skier. Right up there, of course. As a obviously world record holder in overalls, so
yeah.
His PB is just absolutely sensational.
Yeah, he's not a slouch at tricks, 11.8, and he's jumped 66 meters, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's pretty much the best skier on the planet at the moment.
Here we go, Adam Seddemeyer now, 10.75. Let's see how he goes. Through the entrance gates. Oh no. He's fallen around 1 ball there, and that's disappointing for Adam. He doesn't get an opportunity to increase his overall score. So that is disappointing for Adam.
Yeah, as you watch the gate here, he knows everybody needs a good start on this site. Still right through the middle of the gates. He wants to just backside this 1 ball. Inside the line a little bit. Just drops in. Hits a little chop there, and the ski just jumps out from underneath him, and he just can't bring the ski up underneath him. So it's too bad for Adam.
So that is too bad for Adam. That's, I guess, in the overall race, that's good news for Martin Coleman, although they do still both have their jump final to come, so both an opportunity. So the men's overall come down to the jump final a little bit later on between these guys. Joel Poland, by the way, is in 3rd spot, so he's sniffing around there with a hunt in the hunt. So
we're in Putrajaya, Malaysia. Beautiful city.
Beautiful, yeah, absolutely.
Such great hosts. The hotel and all the people here are so nice. They've been just an incredible backdrop.
Yeah, so it's sort of the government part of town of Kuala Lumpur. It's the where all the government officials are based for Malaysia. And by train, we're 20 minutes away from downtown Kuala Lumpur. If you drive, I think it's 30 or 40 minutes. So pretty decent. Within an hour of here, we've probably got 9 or 10 million people. So it's a pretty decent populace. We're hoping for a good crowd here later on today. Here we go, folks. World record holder Nate Smith, and this is the 13-metre line. Probably a little bit of a surprise, I guess, to everyone to see Nate out so early in this final. He had his struggles getting through to the final, almost missed out on the final. A few dramas with his gate on the 10.75. Had a run off, but he's the one guy, I guess, early on here that could really set up with a huge score and put a fair bit of pressure on the start dock. Nate Smith, of course, as I said, world record holder in slalom. Nautique sponsored athlete. So once again, thanks to Nautique, sensational towboat, the major sponsor of these World Championships and of course World Water Skiing at the moment. Nautique towing all our World Championship, not only of course in tournament skiing but also wakeboarding. So Nate Smith down there, he's shorting on to now, of course, 12 metre line from the northern end. Great shot of just how composed he looks. Amazing slalom skier. He's such a talent. Confidence in his abilities. 60-second drop time at the northern end where we are now, and a 50-second drop time at the start dock end, just to get. And the judges have been worked so hard to make sure all the skiers get the same conditions here at Putrajaya. They really have done a great job with that. Here we go, Nate Smith now, 12 metre line. 35 off. USA skier could start on 1. Round 2, nice and early here. Beautiful to watch, isn't it? So even on both sides. Round 5 and out the 6 and out the gates, 12 metre line, no problems whatsoever for Nate. Good shot there of here we go, the US team out there supporting. US team currently leading the team's event. It's very close though. Canada in second and France in third. So USA confident at the moment, but obviously a little bit to go, a little way to go.
Yeah, typically Nate's been on the team. He's skiing as an independent here.
Yeah,
Nate's style is just so incredible. He's just tall, doesn't look that powerful. He's just so efficient in the way he swings and gets speed through the wake and gets out around the buoy and just backsides the buoy. It's just like the rope just looks like a cable. It's incredible how as a youngster came on and just took over the sport by storm.
Here he comes now, Nate Smith, 11.25 metre line from the start dock in, past number 3. Here he comes. Round 1, good start, solid start here. He's on time and early, cruising this 11.25 at the moment. Round 4 to 5, and he's got 6. Nate has this ability to make a pass like 11.25 look like 16 metre. You know, it's just amazing.
Yeah. So efficient. That was probably one of the easiest 38s we've seen the whole tournament. So conditions seem to be relatively okay for him. But Nate makes anything look easy. See his pass here. Pretty tight to the right-hand gate ball. He's dialed in on his gate. Boom, it's just his 2 foresides, just incredible. Right on backside on the ball, right up over his ski. Really no hiccups at all on that pass. It was a really good confidence builder coming back at 39 here.
Yeah, so the world record holder comfortably through his first 3 passes. No issues at all. He's down to the, this is the pass of course, this is where the podium I think will be decided. I think to get on the podium my pick is you've got to run this pass. I'm pretty sure we'll get 3 skiers on a 10.25, maybe even more, but we'll have to wait and see. But this is the pass I think we need to see completed if you want to be on the podium. Here's Nate Smith now, 39 off if you're watching in the US of A and you're confused by the metric system. Round 1 he goes, a little bit slow out of 1 actually, not the greatest start, but he's good out of 2. He's on time at the moment. Round 3, stands up again out of 3. He's in trouble here and goes down around 4 ball. on the 10.75, so 3.5 I think will be the score, Jarrett, and that is probably a bit of an upset, I think, for Nate Smith.
For sure. Yeah, I think everyone was expecting him to set the pace here, and going to leave the door open for sure.
Huge sigh of relief, I think, for the next 10 skiers.
Definitely down course on one ball, probably taking in a little bit of heat, getting pushed by the wind a bit. Trying to make up a little bit here at two ball. Little stiff, doesn't get Nate's typical backside turn on two ball. Leading forward, leaving the ski behind through the wakes, so he's actually taking a lot of speed into each buoy, trying to make up. Just down course, needing a big turn just to get back into it, and still doesn't get the ski to hook up. And in his Lachichin, dropping the shoulder, going everything, trying to get back into it. Trying to just drop the ski in, and just everything blows out.
No, he just never looked good, did he? So good at 11 metre, but 10.75, he's got a poor start.
That gate at that end, just pulling out a little more choppy down there. Maybe it's on the open end of the lake and a little getting pushed by the wind that they typically haven't had, and just overshot his gate.
Big moment in this final, Jarrett, because here's Joel Howley. He's going to start on the 12 metre.
Wow.
He's into this. He's obviously picked something out on the course. He's decided he wants the 10.75 metre pass from the start dock in. So this is a big moment. Joel Howley, of course. Our Aussies will be tuning in, excited to see.
Yeah, it's the advantage of knowing what's going on. When Nate Smith goes out in front of you and falls down, all of a sudden you change your game plan. So Joel's done that straight off the dock, and that's a big call to come out straight off cold and go 35 in these conditions.
Bold move. Bit of history. Only once before has a World Championships been held in Asia. 1993, Jarrett, in Singapore, which is about 200 or 300 kilometres south of us. And of course, Australia won their only ever men's gold medal in slalom.
That's right. Brett Thurley.
Brett Thurley. I don't know Brett Thurley, if you're listening. Big shout out to you, mate. The carrot top. One of the greatest moments for redheads, I think, in our sport ever. But, Joel Howley, there's president there. The Aussies will be confident in watching this and excited to watch Joel Howley here. 11.25 coming up.
Yeah, Joel has a huge support group back in Australia. He's does so much for the kids, and I'm sure everybody's screaming and yelling for Joel. He's got a lot of fans here on shore, and he's a real character. Love watching his posts. We talked about that the other day, but he's always smiling. I got my fingers crossed for him.
So I think he's obviously, he knows he needs to run 10.75 metre. He obviously likes the start dock end a little bit better, and it could have something to do with what you were talking about, Jarrett, with that little crosswind we've got up this end, up the northern end where Joel is now. Makes it a little hard to get a good gate possibly on the 10.75. So it's good to see something different happening out here. Gutsy move, of course, from Joel Howley, but it's paid off so far. Here we go, 11.25 now. Joel Howley from Queensland. Through the gates he goes. Round one. A little bit slow out of one, but he's going to be okay as he comes out of two. Round three. Looking good, Joel Howley, the Aussie. Round four. Breaks forward a little on four, but he's still fine. He's early here. Great 5-ball. And Joel Howley runs at the 11.25 metre.
Yeah, 4-ball was a little dicey there. A little skip on the ski. Could have jumped right out of the water, but it hooked up, and he got over to 5-ball, no problem. He had a little bit of problems, same as Nate down on that gate. Just a little bit late, kind of went through the middle. Everybody says the gates are moving around a little bit out here with the course moving, so guys don't want to be right on top of that right-hand gate ball that they normally are. So it's amazing. A lot of guys are going right through the center.
Similar, of course, that's at Moomba on the Yarra River, a place both you and I have spent a lot of time at. That tends to happen on the Yarra River. Joel Howley skied really well the last couple of Moombas. He's had some good times there on the Yarra River, so let's hope that bodes well for the Aussie here as the 10.75 is about to come up.
Joel's only 27 years old. He's just a puppy.
Absolutely.
But he's done so many things for the sport. Big scores. Been doing this a while, fairly a veteran in the sport, even at 27.
Absolutely, and he is if there was a Southern Hemisphere record, he's the Southern Hemisphere record holder, the greatest slalom skier ever south of the equator in terms of performances anyway in raw boy scores. Here we go. There's a big moment coming up. 10.75 metre line. Joel Halley from Queensland. Must run if he wants to get on the podium. Round 1 he goes.
Oh my God.
Big 1 ball. Round 2 looks pretty good so far. Round 3, Joel Halley, 10.75. He's looking good. Round 4, can he run it? I think he can. Round 5, he rears up a bit out of 5. He's late for 6, but he does it. Put your hands together. Joel Halley runs a 10.75 metre line.
Oh my God. I don't know how he pulled out a 1 ball. That was just insane.
He's not throwing the fist though. He's cool, calm and collected out there. I thought we might have seen a fist throw, but he is calm. He has got his thoughts with him.
You watch this as Conley ski just...
Whoa.
Boom. That's just the hit. Just stayed on edge. Incredible. But you watch, he's just all knees here, trying to suck everything up, trying to just keep the ski in the water. Big hook up there.
You could hear them cheering on from Australia, couldn't you? This magnificent performance.
Man, just fighting his way through, just like we saw Manon yesterday, just fighting through that pass, and that's what makes world champions. Yeah.
Great footage. Great super slow. Look how cool and calm he is here. He knows the job's not done.
Yeah.
I think most guys would
be like he does that all day.
Yeah,
taking hits like that.
No big deal. I just ran 10.75 at the world final.
I didn't know on his bio it says that he started competing at 18.
Yeah, he did.
That's late.
Very late to the sport. Amazing story.
Man, to be at this level and competing at 18 is...
Yep. Someone found him somewhere out in the bush in Australia, and here he is now, 10.25, round 1. He gets out at 1. This is great. Round 2, is he? Wait till he gets back to the boys. I think he does. He's as happy. Or is he? Or is he disappointed? I don't know.
I think he's pretty happy. He knows a 2 is pretty good. Does 2 leave the door open if someone gets a piece of 3? Yeah. 3 is going to be really, really hard to get a good turn at that end and get a piece of 3. And that could be, we might see a runoff, but that is a huge score for Joel.
That is a huge score. I think he should be happy.
Man, the turn he gets here and the snap, he gets so much slack, and just a slingshot out to 2 ball. With a turn like that, normally you wouldn't get out to 2 ball, but he had so much speed. He can't get rid of the slack. He's just like, I'm taking the 2. I'm going to take this huge hit. And just to pull this hit off, he's going to need a massage later for sure. That's a lot of hits for one set. Yeah, just squeak it in through those gates to pull the two balls there.
And he's frustrated, isn't he? He wanted more.
Yeah, he knows getting a piece of 3 would have been good, but that's incredible.
But that's still a good score. We'll just have to wait and see. I think that may hold up. I really do think that has podium written all over it. Whether it's a gold medal winning performance, we'll have to wait and see. You wouldn't go too far. You wouldn't leave sight because it is that sort of runoff type territory, isn't it, Jarrett?
That is. It's he set the pace. There's so many big names here that have skied well, but we'll have to wait and see.
Speaking of big names, here's Will Asher. Now he's starting 13 metre. That's the green rope. So he's going to go 13 metre.
Yeah, we'll see how this strategy pays off. 2 guys doing completely different tactics, different ends.
Probably one of the greatest 2-4 side turns in history, I believe, when he really gets going on the shorter line lengths.
Yeah, I love Will's style. It's just, it's so good. It just reminds me of watching Andy ski. I know that Andy was, his idol, and coming from England, it's just incredible to watch him ski. He used to be a 3-event skier back in the day. I know his brother said big family. They'd all been in the sport, doing so many things for the sport.
Yeah, because member of that famous Hazelwood family out of Lincoln and Great Britain. Shout out to all the family watching Will. And probably the most famous Waterski family out of England. And I'm sure the whole family will start out 3-eventing, and quite a focus on jumping too in the Hazelwood family, because remember the great Mike Hazelwood and Will's brother Tom as well. But I think with Will, obviously he grew out pretty tall, didn't he? And it was pretty obvious that slalom was probably his event.
Yeah, a lot of skiers end up focusing on one event that's their strength, and Will definitely picked a good event. He's
former world record holder, of course. Had the world record for a while.
yeah,
slalom.
yeah. 37 years old. He's pretty much done it all.
Absolutely. So he started at 13 metres, so he's going to have an extra pass than Joel Howley had to get to the score. He's obviously not, doesn't favour the same end for 10.75 as Joel. It's a great 2-ball there on the 12 metre. Really good skiing.
Yeah.
Still just a warm-up really for these guys, the 12 metre, but you've still got to get through it obviously, and he does. Heads back down to the dock, start dock end to be back in on the 11.25.
Will, another right foot forward skier, doing a two-handed gate. These guys have, over the last quite a few years, gates have switched up, one-handed gate, two-handed gate, but typically, really, to me, the most important, guys, doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter what happens out in the turn, but really behind the boat, you watch everybody, no matter what style they have, they all look pretty much the same through the wake, and that's what's key. You're going to see this going through the wake if the edge change and the transition into the buoy is kind of the biggest key factor. All the other amounts are important, but to me, I don't know, one-handed or two-handed doesn't really matter, but how you make your edge change, and Will's one of the best in the business for that.
He certainly is. He looks very focused down there as he waits for the boat to pull him out of the water for his 11-metre pass. Actually, just looking at the conditions, it's glassed off here, Jared. I think that cross breeze seems to have gone right now.
Yeah,
so
it has died down. Down in that bay, it's a little bit deceiving when you're standing on the dock. You think, it's pretty good. But then when you get to the fire and you're like, it's not quite the same. But it's definitely backed off here.
Okay, this is 11.25 now for Will Asher out of Great Britain. Out of 2-ball, pretty nice as you'd expect. Round 3, just dropped slightly on 3, but he's okay. Round 4, he's early for 5, 11.25. He's going to go across and wait for 6-ball. First 3 skiers have just cruised, have just murdered the 11.25, no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, he's having a little bit, lost the line a little bit on 2 and 4. Maybe we'll see it in the replay, but not a big deal, but just something to, that he's working on, and we'll see if we can pick it up here. Yeah, right on the right-hand gate ball. Really good gate. Nice 1-ball, hooked up. He lost the line a little bit here. Just rearing back, just stiffening up. You got to keep your knees soft, stay up over the ski. Gets a great 3-ball. Yeah, nice. Whoa, big turn on 4. Probably tried to correct what happened at 2-ball and just trying to fix things as he's going down the pass, making adjustments for the next pass. But as easy as an Aussie pie.
Yeah, there we go. To Mickey as he completes the 11.25.
Yeah, the flag's just dropped right off, huh? It's just flattened off, and it has done that pretty much every day. It's been a little bit across. We had a little more head tail today. It swings around to the side, and in the afternoon it has been picking up and being a headwind for the jumpers. So yesterday the conditions definitely turned a little sour. Definitely Jacinta did not have
that was
the best conditions.
The conditions actually have been pretty good throughout these worlds, but we did towards the end of women's jump yesterday afternoon. It got a little choppy from a cross tailwind. But anyway, we've got glass cump conditions moment. Here's Will Asher, 10.75 metre line. He's got to run this, I believe, to get on the podium. Round 1, not a bad start. Across the 2, he's working hard. Big 2-ball. He's got 3, looking good as he heads across to 4. He's around 4. He's looking on time here. Gets to 5. He's around 5. He should get to 6, does he?
Nice.
Yes, and runs the 10.75 metre line. Will Asher.
Yep. Just got himself a chance to take a run at it, so that's pretty awesome. His gate here was a little late. He just didn't get, kind of right through the middle there. Didn't get the greatest one. Dropped his shoulder, trying to make up a little ground, get out wide. Great hookup at 2. We saw in the last pass, didn't have the greatest 2, but he fixed that. Well, losing the line a little bit there. just dropping in, trying to get as much speed through the wakes to give himself more time in the turn. Gets a great 4-ball. So he definitely, from the last pass, cleaned up his 2-4, and he's having a little more problems on 1-3-5 on this pass, but pretty amazing to run that out there. That's really, really good.
Runs a 10.75. There's Will Asher from Great Britain. The current lead is 2 on the next pass, of course. Joel Halley, the Aussie, has 2. Yeah, so Joel Halley with 2 boys, and the aim for Will is to get more than 2 here. So
yeah, so we
2's
switched
his
up.
good side. So as long as he gets a good start, you'd expect him to hook up on 2 and get across the 3, you would think, Jarrett.
This end's a little shorter setup. You got to get up, get ready, get set, and it's the start that's the key.
Here we go. Will Asher, 10.25, round 1 he goes. Oh, not a bad one. He's going to get 2. Oh, does he? He's going to stop at 2, I think.
Yeah, he pulled
Wow.
up little short into 1, come off the handle, jumped inside the line, and just kind of squeaked around 1, which then didn't allow him to get the ski up under him as quick as he would like.
Because I don't know as much as you, Jared. I thought he came out at 1 there good enough to get around 2.
I think we see a little double
up out
pump
of
into
2.
1 ball. He kind of comes in and he just stretches out there, just not getting the hookup that he wanted. Drops in and says, oh, I got to get 2. I got to at least pull for a runoff. And good effort on that. Just not the start that he wanted.
So you think he comes into 2 there, he makes a conscious call to not go for the big 2 ball to get to 3?
Yeah, at this line length, you need your ski to hook up to get over the other side, and just coming up short, he had to wait. If he would have tried to turn a little bit earlier and get the ski underneath him, he would have hit that buoy, and he just needed to wait to let the buoy go by, and then he had to just throw down and try to get to the other side, and big effort to get over there.
We've had 4 skiers,
Yeah.
a long way to go. And this sets us that we've had 2 skiers at 2 at 10.25. With the skiers we've still got on the dock, it's starting to look like we'll get some 3s and 4s for sure on the 10.25 here today.
Like at the 41, you're 3.5 feet short of the buoy. Again, from the center of the course to the buoy, 37.5, 11.4 meters. So we are 3.5 feet short of the buoy. I can't even reach the buoy, basically. So, that's just insane that these guys are getting out. They're using their whole body. Will's known has a huge wingspan. Not the tallest guy on the tour, but his style and how efficient he is, he gets out and gets around those buoys. Yeah, Will, well done, Will. England, everybody's cheering for you.
Okay, so we've got a tie at the top. 2 skiers on 2 at 10.25. Amazing scores, really. It's conditions are good. It's glassy calm at the moment. It's not a man-made perfect ski lake though, so there is a little bit of movement out there, but still to be getting scores, 2 scores already off 2 at 10.25. This is pretty amazing skiing, pretty decent skiing from these guys so far early on.
Yeah, I was back here in the 2 World Cups, and back then, you can see right there the rocks around the shore. Hanafa has done, he's done a huge effort to try to make improvements, and over the years, it is an open lake. We are an outdoor sport, but he's got a breakwater, so it is moving a bit. But conditions have been ideal. The weather here has been amazing, and it's tough, but these skiers are putting out some amazing scores.
Okay, here comes the defending world champion now, Freddie Winter, of course, from Great Britain. Huge fan base around the world. Freddie Winter took out that title in Paris.
Yeah, Freddie's got another great, incredible style, but he's just he's so tough. He's just such an animal out there. He's just going for it all the time. He's got kind of the best crashes in the business.
Yeah, he's the guy that goes for that extra
Him and
quarter
Robert
no
are
what.
just like, yeah, get your camera out because it's going to be interesting.
13-metre line to start. No problems at all, as you'd expect. The defending world champion, Freddie Winter. Rocking out there on the D3, of course.
Yeah, Freddie, 29 years old, so still pretty much a youngster. Won the Worlds.
His personal best is, of course, 1.5 on the 9.75 metre line. So still, what are we at? About 10 slalomers in history to run 10.25, I think, roughly, give or take. So it's a pretty elite group still, because he's one of those guys that's been on what a lot of them call 43 off, I think it is.
Yeah, he's one of the few that could have a run at the world record, and you know, just so interesting to watch his style and how strong he is and powerful. It's amazing how many great skiers come out of England.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing that we Canadians have any skiers come out of Canada, but England, man, it's cold there all the time.
Absolutely.
Well, rainy.
And they're
used to the cold.
And the British skiers are good at taking on any conditions a lot of the time too.
They are. They're a tough group.
They breed them tough, of course, in Great Britain. Andy Mappel, of course, still probably the greatest slalom skier of all time. It's one of those things that will be debated. Doesn't really matter. But he, of course, from Great Britain, and this is the 12-metre line now. Freddie Winter. Pretty basic stuff at the moment on the 12-metre line. Don't expect him to have too many problems.
I know we sit here like it's so basic, but
it
it's
isn't.
just like it's just so nice to watch. Sometimes I just can't say anything. You just want to enjoy the beauty of it.
Yeah, so he shortens on to the 11.25 metre line, Freddie Winter. And this is, of course, will be much more difficult because the rope now shorter than the length from the centre of the course out to the buoy. So he's got to start using some of his height advantage to get out around the ball.
So Freddie, in his bio here on World Water Skiers, says he started skiing at 6 years old. Started competing when he was 10, so a little bit different than Joel. I know my wife, Britta, she didn't start skiing till she was 18, which is like, I haven't heard that too much. Someone that's started that late and then be, you know, at that level, professional and do, you know, most of these kids are starting out really young, just like Freddie did here.
Yeah, it is amazing. There's one guy I remember, because from when I was a kid, growing up with this great Jeff Carrington, of course, magnificent world jump champion. You'd remember him. I think I read somewhere in a Waterski magazine he didn't start skiing until he was 19 years of age. He ended up being a superstar, so it's interesting. Here we go, on the water now, 11.25 metre line. Fred Winter. Looking too bad at the moment as he comes down around 4, across to 5. A little bit slow getting the ski around on 5, but never in any real problems there. No trouble at all on the 11.25 for Freddie Winter.
Yeah, Freddie, for these kind of conditions, his style is very suited for it. He uses his knees and his ankles. He's standing right up over his ski, but just as soft and supple in the legs, just allowing the ski to just take whatever is given to him, and he walked through that pass easy as could be. Yeah, just growing up, like, you know, most of the times you find people that do start young because it's usually a family-generated sport that, you know, so many great families around the world, and you see that, and to see someone that starts and doesn't have the family background, it's just something that you don't find all the time. And we definitely need that in the sport. We need to reach out and get more people engaged in our sport, but it's an expensive sport.
Absolutely.
And we need to make that available. That's why, you know, cable parks around the world it's just great. Nautic's put a lot of effort into building more cable parks around the world, which is really smart on my, you know, and
yeah, it is, because even though you'd think, why build a cable park if you own a boat company, but it gets people into the sport.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Get the masses, get the people, and that's what World Water Skiers is interested in, is, you know, getting a production, trying to help the organizers, trying to help people around the world put on events, get it out to the public, because this sport is incredible, and these athletes are insane.
Huge moment now in this World Championship, because this is the defending champion, and this is the pass that he has to run, and it's not going to be easy. From the northern end here, 10.75, Freddie Winter. He's going to be all concentration here. Round 1 he goes. Breaks forward a little on 1. Maybe not the best start. He's out of 2 pretty good though. He's hooked up. Round 3. He's getting it done. Heads across the 4. 10.75. Big 4 ball. He's late for 5, but he should get it. He's broken forward. He's very late for 6. Does he get 6? Does he get the gates? Oh, big hit. Oh, he's taken it and the fist goes up. Jeez. Bigger hit than the Beatles there as he came out the exit gates. But
the massage therapists are going to be busy after this. It's just,
he had to take it though.
Oh, big hit.
Late for, I can't wait to see this replay. He was late out of 5 ball.
The judging crew could have had the handle in their face.
Absolutely.
But, man, he held on to that. He's just a beast. And he doesn't get the greatest 1 ball, I don't think. Yeah, not too tight to the right and not too bad, but he just breaks forward a little bit, losing a little bit of time. But gets a decent tune right on the backside. Back in the game here at 2. Incredible 2. Right up over the ski. Wheeling at 3 ball. And the fight begins. He's just down course a little bit, trying to make up ground. Needs a big edge change. Gets it. Another hard hookup, but just pulls all the way out to 6.
There's
And
not
just
too many
this
skiers
huge,
in the world.
oh my, he's almost on the platform here, and bam, just,
Jeez, much more of this, and we're going to have to get the boat judge wearing mouth guards out there. I think we do have the shock tube, but
yeah, we've had nets and shock tubes and everything over the years, but that
okay, here we go. 10.25. The lead is 2. We've got Joel Howley and Will Asher stuck on 2 ball. Here we go, round 1. He's slow out of 1. I don't know if he's going to get any more than 2 here. He stands up. Can he get the 2? Takes another big hit. And we have got a 3-way tie here in the World Slalom final.
Piling up there at 2 ball, isn't it? Oh my God, not the best one. Same thing. We're just waiting for someone to get an incredible 1 ball, like Mayon got the other day. Is just an incredible 1. It's going to be the make or break of who's going to be on the top of the podium. Just not that wide on 1 ball here, and just inside the line, and the ski just losing a little bit of ground, and he knows that I just gotta get just the effort here. Look at the legs just extending out, trying to squeak around the ball.
Yeah, and he decides to extend the length of his arms a little bit more by
checking out the crew here, looking at the buoy.
Get ready for this.
I don't think that's a smile. That is, here it comes. Bam.
But you're not going to let go, are you? I mean,
no.
It's world champs. You're going to hang on.
It's pull the arm out of the socket.
Absolutely.
At this point. These guys can go home and take some time off, have a few beers, so they're gonna hold on to everything.
Well, yeah, but he might be required to ski again soon. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's true.
Because,
you don't want to kill yourself. I heard some people, going out the gates, hanging on to stuff in practice, which is kind of amazing that they hang on it out the front and the ski coming up and hitting them in the jaw. And that's actually Stevie Collins, if you're at home, breaking his jaw. And so it can get ugly. And we saw Robert when just going out there and knocked. I didn't realize he knocked himself silly. He made a pretty funny post this morning that he doesn't really remember the tournament. But, Freddie and Robert just always going for it. And if you're...
Put your hands together, folks, for Freddie Winter as he comes down in front of the grandstand. Good effort out there. He's tied at the moment with fellow British skier Will Asher and Aussie Joel Howley, 2 on the 10.25. And
we might have to run this whole event again if we're all going to pile up at 2 ball.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be going into overtime again. Next competitor will be from France, and it's Sacha Deschamps. What did you find out, mate, about the... Oh. So if you're at home and you're wondering how we... obviously, we have a runoff for gold medal. If we have a tie for 2nd or 3rd, which is also highly likely, it is decided by the preliminary score, unless they were tied in the preliminary. If they were tied in the preliminary, then we have a runoff for silver or bronze. And I think, I'm just going to check, but I've got a feeling that Will and Freddie were tied in the preliminary round. Just going to bring up that result. We'll get back on here with the 13-metre line. I'll come back to you with that. But that means that if that's true, then we could actually end up with some runoffs here for silver and bronze, just depending on how this slalom final pans out. Sacha Desson's now from France. He, of course, has also run the 10.25. He's in that exclusive, and elusive, I guess, 975 metre club, and he runs that 13-metre line.
Yeah, Sacha, 27 years old, out of France.
Yes, so just confirming, all three of our skiers that are tied at 10.25, Joel, Freddie, and Will, all skied exactly the same in the preliminary round. So if we get a tie, if those guys end up in a tie for silver or bronze, they will have to run off for the silver and bronze. So we'll just sit back and enjoy this. The odds of having some sort of a runoff here, though, Jarrett, are pretty decent, I think.
So Sacha started skiing at age 4, started competing at age 8. He had a pretty bad ankle injury quite a few years ago, and really bad, destroyed his ankle, and took him quite a few years to come back, but was a superstar growing up, and but he's back at it. He's always in the hunt.
Yeah, obviously trains a lot at home in France, but also spends quite a bit of time, I think, at Swiss Ski School in Clermont in Florida, one of the best ski sites in the world. You'd have to say Swiss. Personal best of 1 on the 975, so that's 43 off if you're watching from the US of A. This is 12-metre line now, Sacha. Round 2 and across the 3. Beautiful style. Once again, all these guys look pretty good out there as he completes his 12-metre.
Right foot forward skier, rides a Connolly like Joel.
Yeah, Connolly skis have made a bit of a comeback just in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, you know, but back in the day they were a huge ski brand, but probably fell away a little bit for a while, but they're putting out some really decent slalom skis now, and a lot of top skiers are heading that way. I think Manon yesterday won the women's slalom on a Connolly. So
yeah, a lot of the companies, you know, they're focusing on what makes them some money, and the recreational market is definitely, you know, where to be. And some of the companies, you know, got to make the money, and then the competitive market is a tough market. You got to spend a lot of time. Research and development, and they're back at it, and they got a lot of great skiers developing new skis, and Sacha's one of them, and Joel are working on new products, so a lot of good things coming out of Connolly.
Right, 11.25 coming up for Sacha from France, of course. The only Frenchman in the final. Here we go, through the entry gates, round 1 ball. And 2, looking on time and early at the moment. 3 ball, 11.25, across the 4. He's got 4. Nice turn out of 4 ball. He waits for 5, across the 6. Yep, another wonderful 11.25 metre line. Sacha Desson's. Runs the 11.25, he'll be down to the 10.75 metre line now.
Sacha's not a big guy as well. Really good style. Got to be really efficient when you're that short, but wonder what his wingspan is. Geez, not an early gate on that one as well. But the ski's hooking up really good. Just backside in 2 and 4. No real problems there. Again, I think the key thing on everybody is that start. Which end they like. If they get a good start, conditions are even better now. They're flattened off. So sometimes the guys wanted a little bit of wind, not a crosswind, but just to knock down a little bit of, just to keep everything consistent. And But it is definitely flat out there today.
Absolutely. So he's a right foot forward skier, so that says to me if he can get a half decent one and on time for 2, he should get a good 2 and set himself up nicely to get around 3 ball, which is the important factor at the moment. So we look at our leaderboard there, we've got a log jam there, we've got a 3-way lead with 2 at 10.25 with Will Asher, Joel Howley and Freddie Winter. Nate Smith and Adam Sedemeyer I think are out of the reckoning now. Well, obviously they're not going to be on the podium because we already have 3 guys at 10.25, but they've dropped back. I think we're going to see a lot of scores on the 10.25 here today. Here we go. Sasha Deschamps, 10.75 metre line from the northern end. Round 1 he goes. Oh, geez, not a great one. Sorry, 10. Round 2, cross to 3. Oh, breaks 40, he's in trouble. He's in big trouble here, folks. A big 4 ball, though. And 4 on the 10.7 metre line. Sasha Deschamps is out of the medals. Got a poor start, I think, Jarrett, really, on 1 ball.
Yeah, going really hard here, carrying a lot of speed into 1 ball. Not a too bad of a 1, but drops his shoulder here, gets big edge change, kind of almost launches him. Trying to make up ground here at 2. Pulling extra long, carrying a lot of speed. Kind of came in and didn't have the width there. Just came off the handle and just come up short and losing all his angle here. Now he's in a lot of trouble. He pulls all the way. I can't even believe he made a turn out of this. Gets out there. And the ski just slides. Gets an extra slide. It's a slalom, not tricks. And
wow.
Yeah, just that's too bad.
It is. He's desperate to run the pass, obviously, and not today for Sasha Deschamps. There'll be no medal in the men's slalom for 2019 for this young athlete. Okay, we're going to stick with Europe, and we're going to move from France up to Switzerland. It's Benjamin Studelbar.
So critical, those starts, and you just don't want to get behind. And you know, on a really, really good site, everybody's loves the perfect conditions, but in perfect conditions you can make a mistake and make up. But if you make a mistake and there's another one, you're done. So
absolutely, 13 metre line now for our Swiss athlete, of course, Benjamin Studelbar, and regulation stuff here as he runs the 13 metre pass. Currently resides at Swiss Waterski Resort, so I'm going to say he does quite a bit of skiing with our previous skier, Sasha Deschamps. Born in Geneva. Started skiing, started competing at 7 years of age. First skied at 3 years of age. That's a good young start.
That's pretty early.
Yeah, parents got him into it.
Yeah.
His idol, of course, Andy Mappel, which is a great slalom idol to have. His personal best, 3 at 10.25. His personal best is back a little bit actually from the last 4 or 5 skiers. But he looked pretty good in the prelim actually. From memory, I think he had 3.5 or 4 at 10.75 in the elimination round.
Yeah, his brother was out here skiing as well. The whole family, Clint, the whole family back, taking over Swiss ski school. Incredible. Growing up, Swiss was the hotbed for all the athletes, and I'm sure Clint skied there for many, many years, and they've taken it over and done an incredible job getting it back going, and incredible family. Vince rocked it out here too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good to see. But Benny's style is incredible. Such a joy to be around, and looking for him to do well here today.
12 metre line coming up now from the superstar out of Switzerland, Nordic towboat.
Another right foot forward skier, two-handed gate.
Across the 2 ball it goes. On time and early. Geez, you couldn't get any earlier out of 2 ball at 12 metre, I wouldn't think. Getting it done at the moment. Conditions look beautiful, don't they? We get that shot, glassy, calm conditions, and he runs the 12 metre pass. Short now onto the 11.25 metre line, or 38 off. If you're having trouble understanding the metric system, there are still a few in the world, of course, that talk in mile an hour and feet off.
Yeah, we should just go to 1 and stick with it.
We should really.
You
One
probably
last
blame
country
that on the
really
U.S.
to convert.
The rest of the world seems to be on 1, but
Yeah, there's one rather large, fairly significant country that sticking with the imperial measurement. So, yeah, it'll be 38 off or 11.25 metre line for Benjamin Stuttelbar.
right in an HO syndicate.
See the Masterline shock tube there. Thanks very much to the team at Masterline for helping us out at these Worlds. 11.25 metre line. Let's see how he goes. So far, every skier so far in this final had no problem with this pass. Let's see. Hopefully Benjamin is the same. Looks good so far out of 2 ball. Round 3. Heads across to 4. Over to 5. Leans forward a little bit around 5, but he's not in any problem. Pretty early for 6 actually.
Yeah,
that's a great 11.25.
Yeah, that was really good. Good confidence builder. Was solid as can be. Had a little chatter around 5 ball, but no hiccups in that pass.
So program for today, folks, if you just joined us and you're wondering, we'll watch this replay, but I'll let you know we've got the women's strict final after this men's slalom final. Then we have the women's and the men's jump final. So that is our program for today. Super excited. It is arguably one of the greatest days. It only comes around every 2 years, but final day of a World Championship. Huge bucket list moment, I'm sure, for many water skiers to get to go to a World Championships, and we're privileged to be here in Southeast Asia, of course, and just on the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur. There's a bit of local culture there. What's that, dragon boat racing, is it?
Is that the pickup boat?
Yeah.
That's our safety crew and pickup boat.
I don't think they're going to worry us too much. They're just out for a bit of a Sunday training session.
Yeah, with that many people, they're going to kick up a wake.
Oh,
They're going to be.
they're only idling at the moment, though, Jarrett.
Okay.
They're okay. We don't need to be starting any drama up here in commentary.
Oh, I love to stir up the drama.
Yeah, I know you do. Here we go. 10.75 metre line. Must run if he wants to be on the podium.
That's why I'm smiling all the time, mate.
Here we go, Benjamin Stuttelbar. Round 1. Yeah, not a bad start here as he goes across the 2. Looking pretty good out of 2. He does rear up a bit, but he's on time on 3.
Oh, no.
Not a good 3 ball
no.
low. He's in.
Sure.
Jeez. Just it's such a fine margin of error, isn't it? It's a game of inches out there on the water in the slalom. I think the replay will show. I said not a bad 1, but I think the replay will show that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't think 1 was super good. Here we go.
Yeah, we are short 1.5 feet on the line. Definitely through the middle of the gate. Not the earliest gate, but decent 1 ball. Didn't get the greatest one, but not too bad. Enough to run this pass. Pretty decent 2. Doesn't get the greatest hookup, 1 and 2. So there's kind of 2 not too great balls, but down course, and just kind of thinks maybe I need a big one, and just the skis out too wide on him and just doesn't come up underneath them.
Yeah,
Little short into the ball. You are only you're short 1.5 feet. So if you come off the handle and jump on the inside line, you just, even if you're tall, there's not much there.
Okay, so we're down to our last 5 now. We've got 2 Italians coming up, Brando Caruso and Thomas de Gasperi. Then we go back to France for Thibaut Deland, and then the 2 Americans, of course, at the end, Brian Dietrich and Dane Meckler. Still tied. We've got a 3-way tie at the moment for the lead, with 2 at 10.25 is Joel Howley, Will Asher and Frederick Winter. Here is Brando Caruso. This is the 13 metre line.
Yeah, Brando, a young superstar coming up. Actually skiing against my son, so I know this kid fairly well, and just a phenomenal. He used to do 3 events, and just incredible skier. Had a bit of a knee injury and was off for a little bit, but just back doing slalom. kind of the dark horse in here. He is capable of coming up and pulling this off, which is, you know, I always like to hope for the underdog, and he's definitely capable of pulling this performance off. So that would be another huge upset.
Absolutely. I think anyone in this 12-person field has got a chance of winning this event. Just comes down to a couple of things. They've got to get through 10.75, which is never easy. And then, of course, we haven't yet seen a skier with a decent start on the 10.25. So hopefully, sooner or later someone gets one. Still not full the grandstand. Hopefully that fills out as we get through the day. And we might not get any washback from the dragon boat, but we just saw a shot of that ferry. That's a fair way off. It's probably a couple of miles up the lake. But I think that possibly could create some issues later on. We'll have to wait and see. Although I think the ferry seems to have got the message, because I've noticed it's going pretty slow when it goes past now. .12-metre line now, Brando Caruso of Italy. Should be another warm-up pass. I shouldn't be too blasé about it, though. It is still the 12-metre line. Good start on 1. Early as you like out of 2. He's got time to think about what he's wearing tonight at the banquet as he makes his way into 6-ball. Wonderful stuff. Sure, being Italian, the Italian team have probably got the Giorgio Armani suits sorted or something like that. They'll be looking pretty sharp, I'd say, tonight at the banquet.
Yeah, Brando definitely one of the taller individuals standing on the dock today. He's got the reach, got the style. That might definitely be to his advantage for here today.
Absolutely. So 11.25 comes up next.
Beautiful shot there of the crowd, the beach.
Absolutely. So we've got carnivals, of course. We've got live bands out the back. We've got carnivals. We've got bouncy castles. There's a petting zoo here, of course, as well. Food trucks. I think someone mentioned that 30 food trucks out the back. So there's plenty of action happening here on site.
T-shirt sales. Make sure you go down and pick up a T-shirt from the event organizer, and also maybe a World Waterskier shirt. Definitely support us. We have sale on. You go buy 4, get 1 free. Get everybody together. Buy as many as you can. We want to get rid of them. Everybody walking around the site with a World Waterskier shirt.
Absolutely. And the world's merchandise, the T-shirts, the hats look really good. They look really sharp as well. So here's 11.25 metre line. Brando, of course, as he makes his way down the course, he's got to run this, and he's looking good at the moment. Across the 4-ball it goes. He's a little late for 5, but I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, no worries at all. Brando Caruso runs the 11.25 metre line.
A little bit of a modified one-handed gate ball there. Big 1 ball, pretty decent. Good 2. Really no real hiccups in here. Coming inside the line, it's kind of his style a little bit of a head swing, but with his reach and everything, he's not losing the line, and ski's working really well for him. He's left foot forward skier, riding that good.
Okay, shorten out of the 10.75 metre line. This is when it all happens, of course. Must run past if he wants to be on the podium. We have 3 scores already on the 10.25. 3 leaders, of course, with 2 at the 10.25. So Brando Caruso out of Italy. There's our leaderboard, folks. 3 2s on the 10.25 from Will Asher, Joel Howley, Freddie Winter. We will have a run-off if these guys finish first, second or third, because they are tied from the prelim. So no matter what, if they finish anywhere on the podium.
Oh, you can see him getting pumped up for this. He's all he's rared to go. He needs it.
This is the moment, and he knows it, the Italian. He needs to run this past to be in the medal hunt. Beautiful conditions at the moment. Good start on 1. 10.75 metre line. Round 2. Oh, slow
Oh,
out of
no.
2. He's in trouble. Big trouble. Well, we'll watch the replay for such a... I thought he had a great start.
Yes, you see how quick it's just over and done if you don't get a good hook up and keep your angle and keep your speed up.
Yeah, we'll watch this replay here.
Has a bit of a Robert Bogosi's inside the line there. Decent one, really good edge change. Pretty decent one. A little bit of a wheelie, a little pushing on the back foot, but pretty decent. Looked like he was going to get farther down the course in this, and just rears back and just totally doesn't let the ski come under the line. That means the upper body's moving faster than the lower body, and that's all she wrote.
Disappointing with a good start. He's butchered 2 ball, and he's out of the medal race, of course, with 2 on the 10.75 metre line. Well, from one Italian to another, we're going next to Thomas de Gasperi. Bit of chatter on around on the Waterski chat sites that this guy has been picked by quite a few as the favourite in this event, and I'm not going to disagree with it. He's super experienced, of course. Current Moomba Masters champion, so if you can win at Moomba, then you can definitely win here at Putrajaya, I'm sure of it. So we will see, of course. He'll probably start on 13.
You know, you can't peak all the time, but Thomas seems to be able to. I mean, obviously, he's got really good game plans. He plans well out in advance. He's smart. He's been doing this a long time. And to be able to peak always at the right big events, Thomas has always won, and that's probably why a lot of people have picked him.
Absolutely. 13-metre start here. Shouldn't be any problem. Former winner of Dancing with the Stars in Italy. His household name in Italy, of course.
Dancing out on the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's driving our boat today? Is that?
It's Glenn Martin,
Glenn?
I think, the young Aussie driver, because chief boat driver at the Moomba Masters the last few years.
Yeah, we have a really incredible crew here. Les and
David,
yeah,
and Mario, Pagozzi.
Mario, yeah. I mean, you don't get much better than that. That's a lineup.
I think Glenn Martin, probably to the US viewers, you haven't seen a lot of Glenn Martin because he doesn't drive in the US tournaments, but I think he's arguably fast becoming the best slalom driver in the world. I think he's in a really good slalom. He feels the skier really nice. A lot of crits, a lot of the skiers like to ski behind him. Young guy too, so he's, you know, he's agile of the mind, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
And all these guys are all really super nice. They're talking to the athletes. They don't think that they're the best drivers. They're always talking to the athlete. They want to learn, and they're so open, and that's why they do so well. And a lot of the top guys are requesting these drivers to come drive their events.
– 12-metre line now for the Italian, of course.
Tom is 37 years old, so he is one of the legends in the sport.
Absolutely. Here we go, 12-metre line now. Beautiful conditions here. Glassy calm at the moment in Putrajaya. Round 2 he goes. Across the 3. Heading now for 5. Simple stuff, really. No worries at all as he completes that 12-metre line.
Another right foot forward skier riding a good. Says here on World Water Skiers that he has started skiing at age 4, started competing at age 7. And I know his family, they have the ski school back in Italy, and Dad was a big influence on that as a skier, and Mother runs the. We went out there, and Dorian said the best pizza in the world. She makes the best pizza, so super family, getting kids going and tournaments there. And I know Thomas goes back there and spends a lot of times with the junior development and stuff. So Thomas is always right in there helping the sport along.
Yeah, he lists his dad as his coach, so that's good. Personal best 5.5 at 10.25, so that's painstakingly close to being in that elite few that have run at the 10.25. Here we go now, 11.25. 38 off Thomas de Gasperi. Round 1 he goes, good start. Just getting it done at the moment on the 11. No issues at all. Around 4, across to 5, and he'll get the 6. Good pass, 11.25. Now we're going to shorten down to the 10.75 middle line. This is the pass that's tripped up a few.
You know, all these guys, best in the business. The gate is really a key, and you see how relaxed they are when they pull on the gate. A lot of guys are carrying good speed, and that's what's critical out here in these conditions, getting a really good gate. Big edge change there into 4-ball, and just loading up the ski. Everybody's trying to gain some ground through the wake, so they're really loading up that ski and popping out there and getting some width at the buoy. So we'll see how his gate goes on the next pass, which is going to be critical.
Absolutely. Once Thomas is done, we only have 3 competitors left. So we are getting down to the business end of this men's slalom final. Wait and see. It is possible that we won't have a runoff, but as each skier goes, it gets more and more likely. We'll just have to wait and see. 10.75 now, Thomas de Gasperi. Just focusing down there in the water. Great shots we're getting here on this webcast. Thinking about everything he needs to do here. Get a good gate, obviously. Get a good start. Get into his rhythm. Out of the water he comes now. 10.75 metre line. Must run parts if he wants to end up on the podium.
Perfect conditions, flat, no wind issue here.
Here we go, Thomas de Gasperi. All of Italy is watching this as he comes through the entrance gates. Bobbles a bit into 1, but he's out of 1 pretty good, actually. Good 2-ball. He's on this at the moment. Round 3, and he falls around 3. Oh, that's a huge upset. Looked like he just hit a little shimmer on the water there, and he's disappointed. 2.5 at 10.7 because one of the favourites for the event has gone in the drink here.
I was worried about on the gate. I was worried a little bit. He jumps on the inside edge, jumps, kind of catapults him inside the line, but with his height, doesn't get the greatest 1-ball. Nice cap though, but getting a decent 1, but he gets an incredible 2-ball. Good knee bend. You just see him let him ski swing out. It's a great 2-ball. So you're thinking, okay, at this point he's going to be down course, just like you said, and then just everything happens at 3-ball. Big edge change, decent coming in, just leaning inside the line, and the ski just grabs one of those bumps and pops out of the water, and his weight wasn't over his ski, and he just got ahead of it. And just all she wrote. It's too bad for probably one of our top picks.
Yeah, well, he will be disappointed, and many around the world would have had him as their pick. So we're down to 3 left to go. We've got 1 athlete from France, of course, Thibaut Deland, and he's up out on the water now. We've also got Brian Detrick and Dane Meckler from the United States. Thibaut, of course, an overall contender. He's a little bit out of the race now. Didn't probably trick as well as he'd like, but he had a magnificent slalom score on the prelim. He got, I think it was 1 at 10.25 to qualify second to top behind Dane Meckler. That's a good opening pass. I didn't actually hear their line length. It's 12 metre line, is it? Does look kind of short. I was thinking as he was going down, it looked a little shorter than 13, so 12 metre line to start.
Yeah, that's a big call. Switching it up, going for the 12. And like you said, he did, he tricked okay. He just didn't get the score. 1 or 2 tricks, you miss out in tricks, and you can go from, he tricked like 91, almost 92.
Yeah. And
you miss a couple tricks, and you go from 10.5, 10.6, right down to 91. And you kind of puts you, behind the 8-ball. And Thibaut, an incredible overall skier. He is in the jump final. And then he just realized, I think he thought, I'm out of the race, and he just threw down in slalom the other day and just had an incredible slalom score. And so many things going on in the overall's mind.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, I should interrupt you there because I say he's out of the race, but he's not actually.
No, he's right in there.
Fourth. He's in fourth in overall.
The only thing is he had such a good stellar. Like, he just threw down in slalom.
It's has a huge,
hard for him to improve his score. Like, not saying that he's not gonna.
Yeah,
but,
I agree. So, yeah, he's got a 1 at 10.25 from the prelim and slalom. So he needs to get more than 1 to improve his overall score, but then he needs more than 1 to get a medal as well. So
his biggest, he definitely can improve in jump. He didn't jump stellar yesterday. He's got plenty of room. He's in the final, so that's all that counts. Is hopefully the conditions turn for him and that he can get a launch off a huge jump. But he might be able to pick up some ground. But hopefully he wants to be on the podium. It gives him the opportunity to just say, I'm just going for a medal here in slalom.
Still 5 skiers in this overall race. We'll talk about that a bit later on. And what has happened here? Thibaut Deland, he's bitten off more than he could chew on the 11.25. He's got his head in his hands, and this is devastation for France. It's devastation for Thibaut Deland. I'm not quite sure. Just looked like he went a little hard. It got a little deep here.
Yeah, right on the right-hand gate ball. Decent one ball. Doesn't jump inside the line. Just kind of leans into it, wants a big one, and just tries to bite off too much. Everyone knows that they need a really good one ball and just not letting the ski finish. And if the ski's out too wide and you happen to just clip a roller, it's just it might dart on you the wrong way, and that's what happened here. He just fell inside the line, and boom, it's done.
Absolutely. So he's done and dusted because that was the C. So it looks now extremely likely, unofficially, that we are going to have a runoff in slalom. Brian Dietrich now. This guy, great.
Sound. You know, if we want to talk a little bit, you know, all the events are very slalom, trick, and jump. Everybody, they're not that far off. And we were just talking about, you know, in slalom, not having too much upper body movement, letting the lower body move, and that is so critical in tricks and in jump. And kids at home, you know, watch these guys ski, watch how quiet the upper body is, lower body swinging. And if you get ahead of yourself, especially in a high pressure situation tournament, and you start to panic, you know, the heads and the eyes start moving faster than your feet, and you got to think through your feet. We always try to say think from your feet up, not from your head down, and that's critical out here today, especially when you get in bad conditions or adverse conditions or, you know, pressure situations, and your brain just goes out the door. That's why these guys have trained so hard and so long that it has to just become natural, and that takes a lot of years to master.
Absolutely. So Short Line Lake, of course, this is where this young man has grown up, and obviously by the name Short Line Lake, it's a pretty decent slalom site. I have been there many years ago, just out of Sacramento in Northern California. Shout out to all the guys watching that, or watching the webcast from that part of the world. So Brian Dietrich has started with a full course there on the 13-metre line. He's coming now 12-metre line.
Yeah, left foot forward skier. Two-handed gate.
Expect this to be reasonably comfortable. Nice smooth skiing. Yep. Comfortable 12-metre pass for Brian Dietrich from Northern California.
So we've seen a couple skiers, Joel and Thibaut, come out at 35, switching it up. Maybe Thibaut, you know, sometimes not getting in the groove right away, but everybody's changing it up a little bit. And but we still have that pile up at 2.
Yep, absolutely. And by my reckoning, there will be a runoff between those 3. They'll be hoping it's to decide the gold, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, from Elk Grove in California. He's 6'4" tall. Brian Dietrich, 30 years of age. Started skiing at 4 years of age. Coached by his dad, Greg Bedell, and Kevin Bishop. Heroes are Andy Mapple and Bob Lapointe. Two amazing names from yesteryear in men's slalom.
Started skiing at 4, started competing at 4. Straight into it, attaboy.
Wow.
That's
not too many 4-year-olds doing tournaments. That's maybe he was already as tall as you, Jared, at 4 years of age. He's a pretty tall guy. Anyway, on now 11.25. This is where it starts to get serious. This is 38 off if you're sitting there in Sacramento and you don't know what line length this is. 11.25 across to 4. He's looking on time here as he goes to 5. He's going to get 6. That's a good 11.25 meter pass. Brian
Yeah, that was
Dietrich.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
Personal best is 5 at 10.25. So, and he has actually, fair play to him, he's a slalom specialist, but he has put in his trick and jump PB, so I'm going to take the time to read it out. 2,480 in tricks and 26 metres in jump. So well done, mate. It's good to see you. At least you put them in the profile.
Yeah.
And but I am seeing now why you decided to become a slalom specialist.
He's one of those guys that coming into the ramp, he could look over the ramp and spot his landing before he went over the ramp. So.
Yeah, and if he did ever go out the front, he would go 2 metres further than if he landed on his skis. Good pass, though. Enough talk about jumping, because we're in the slalom final. Brian Dietrich now. 10.75. The American waves are flying down there.
Just a reminder, everybody on site, when you're social media, make sure you hashtag 2019 Waterski Worlds. Also, hashtag or at World Water Skiers. If you're posting, share the love. If you're pulling off video, it definitely helps everybody to do that and support everybody that's involved and spread the love around the world. And if you believe in what we're doing, hashtag unite the sport.
All we need is love, Jared.
That's right.
Here we go, 10.75. Oh, geez. He's got out of it okay, but it almost fell off on 1. He's actually pretty early here for 3, but why did I say that? I gave him the commentator's kiss of death. Similar to, we've had a couple of skiers do that, Jared. They haven't been able to turn 3 ball.
Typically guys making a mistake and they try to correct it on things moving around a little bit. They're making a mistake, and if you hit another mistake, boom, it's over. And you cannot panic out here. You got to be supple on the knees, stay outside, get your speed. And under this much pressure, it is hard to do that.
Wow, that's a shame for Brian. He looks so good in the elimination round, but like you say, one little mistake there and it hasn't worked out. So we're still leading. We've still got those top 3 guys. Joel Howley, Frederick Winter and Will Asher still with 2 at 10.25. We've got our last skier now, Dane Meckler from the US of A. He did score 2 at 10.25 in the elimination round, so he just needs to just do a little bit more than what he did in the preliminary round, and he could take the gold medal here. This is an exciting final because it's starting to shape up.
Yeah, Dane's a pretty busy guy, working all the time and probably not chasing the tour all the time, not getting the exposure in a lot of tournaments, but every time he does go to a tournament, he is right up there, and he's not a big guy, so incredible to see him here top seed today.
Yeah, 13 metre to start. Getting it done at the moment. Like you say, not super tall, but great ski control. He gets that ski around nicely.
I didn't want to say too much when he was standing on the dock, say before, like just a lot of pressure, you know, being top seed, you know, at the World Championships, and you know, again, another underdog that I would love to see just rip it through here. And
absolutely, he's not a seasoned pro like a lot of the guys in this final. Young guy, last off the dock. I'm not sure that he would really want to be last off the dock, but you can't help it sometimes how it works out.
But the guys have left the door open for him a little bit. I mean, it's a huge score, but there is that little bit of light.
Absolutely. So he knows he's got to run 10.75, so he can go for it right from the start on 10.70. No point in taking it easy on 10.7. Once he gets to 10.25, then he's going to think very hard about how he gets a piece of 3 ball. Beautiful conditions. It's stayed glassy calm here. last skier, but we do know that we've got a run-up. Well, I haven't had that confirmed from the tower actually, but the commentary team believe we will have a run-off here between our 3 skiers on 2 at 10.25.
So everybody at home that's watching, you know, if you in the middle of the night to come up, make sure you go to World Waterskiers featured page. Should come up right away. And if you've missed any events, go to the bottom and all the videos will be there, and make sure you watch it.
Here we go, 12-metre line now, 35 off. Young Dane Meckler hooks up nicely out of 1. Cruising his way down this pass. Beautiful stuff, beautiful sight there, glass calm slalom skiing. No problems there, runs the 12-metre line. On to the 11.25 for Dane Meckler. Let's watch this replay, Jarrett.
Yeah, really, really good style. Keeps his head really quiet, stays nice and tall. You see his legs bend. Just edge change, knees come straight up, right onto that inside edge without swinging the head, keeping the arm locked in the back. Rolls the handle a little bit different than most guys. But the key out here is keep the line tight, and he's doing that today. Left foot forward skier. It's actually
24 years of age, out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, that was where he was born anyway.
only 5'10".
Yeah, super tall.
Still taller than me, but
Absolutely.
yep.
He lives at Lake 38 in Quincy, Florida. I've never been there, but they have great slalom scores coming out of that ski site. Here's the 11.25 metre line, 24-year-old Dane Meckler.
Huge
Great
one.
ball. Really nice. Reminds me a little bit of maybe Terry Winter or one of those guys, the way he turns that ski for, the shorter guys.
Yeah,
Really nice.
yeah. Marcus and Terry and
Move so well on the ski, don't they?
yeah. My heart goes out to those guys. Short guy on the ski.
Yeah, you understand that.
I understand that, but Brian is definitely, or Dane is just ripping it out up there. He had an incredible 2-ball. Had a little bit of chatter at 4-ball. It was a little rolly there, but he wheelied, but no big problem.
Tournament best is 4 on the 10.25. He actually had some pretty decent scores in tricks and jump. I think he's come out of the collegiate system, and he would have skied for his collegiate team. He's actually jumped close to 50 metres actually off the 5-foot ramp at 51k in college, so that's not easy.
Started skiing when he was 5. Started competing when he was 7.
Biggest moment I think now though of his career, because if he runs this, he's in the game for a medal. If he doesn't run it, he ends up with the other 9 skiers that have missed out on a medal in this final. So he's all concentration down there now on the northern end of this wonderful water skiing facility here at Lake Putrajaya. Here we go, Dane Meckler. This will be the 10.75 metre line. The Nautic towboat makes its way onto the course. Big excitement coming up here. Through the gates he goes, round 1. Good start on 1. He's got 2, looking good at the moment. He's into 3. Round 3 looks great. 10.75, Dane Meckler. He's got 4. He's getting a little late now. He's got 5. He's late for 6, but he should get there, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, sensational skiing. Dane Meckler runs a 10.75 metre line. Wow. The USA.
Love it. Love the short guy on the ski.
Yeah, absolutely.
God.
Out there doing it for all the short guys around the world, the vertically challenged boys.
Maybe I should rethink slalom. I don't know. This
you weren't
just
this good,
gives you
mate.
a glimmer
You
of
weren't this
hope.
good.
Glimmer of hope here. Like, this is incredible. Look at that 1-ball. Just insane. Right on top of the ball. Great 2-ball, reared up, but lost no angle coming into 3-ball here. Just a stellar 3-ball. Right up over the ski, standing up, waiting for anything that's thrown at him. Little stiff at 5, reels up a little bit, down course. Probably coming into 5-ball going, don't screw this up, which is usually the kiss of death. But he pulls all the way to 5, or all the way to 6 and out the gates.
This
and
is huge,
because huge.
If he gets one buoy here, he gets nothing. If he gets 2, he gets hooked up in that big runoff. If he can somehow get a piece of 3 buoy, he's got a gold medal. So massive moment coming up in this World Champs for this young guy, Dane Meckler, 24, from the US of A. Pulls
Huge,
out
is
on the
it?
gates here. Oh, I can hardly watch. Sensational. Into the 1 buoy he goes. Round 1.
Come on.
Big 1 buoy. Oh, and he's lost the handle. He went for it, folks. Oh, disappointing for Dane Meckler. You know, I feel for the kid. I could see what he was trying to do, Jared. He was trying to get a big 1 buoy here to make sure he got to 3.
Definitely didn't go for the safety 2, and
No.
he's going to just go for it. Just cranks 1 ball. Little deep. Ski just kicks up, just beating the line a bit and just hanging on for all he can, and just explodes and ejects from his ski. Just the disappointing there. Would have loved to see him.
Absolutely. At the very least, I'd love to see him in this runoff. Okay,
I mean, that's the thing, is just coming out there and just saying, you know, I mean, at that stage, you got to say, I got to go for it.
I think so.
You got to.
I agree.
You're going for gold.
You know, it's kind of the wimpy move, the back out kind of move to just go for the 2. He was going for the win. Okay, so the way I understand this, well, obviously it's a runoff because it's a runoff for gold. 3 guys, they're all going to have to start at 10.75 off the dock, which is very difficult. We'll have that coming up. Now, the way I understand this is that obviously whoever gets the best score out of these 3 guys gets gold, whoever gets the second best score gets silver, and whoever gets the worst score gets bronze. It's as simple as that.
Yep, everybody's walking away with a medal. Just what color is it?
So there's some big, great stories here, because Australia, of course, have guaranteed of a medal now in the men's slalom, which is great for them. That doesn't happen all that often in men's slalom. And of course, Britain has a very good chance of winning this event because they've got 2 out of the 3 skiers. So shout out for the old Commonwealth, because either way we're going to have the gold medal here going to the Commonwealth. I have heard the running order, but I missed it. I did hear that Will was going off the dock last. I didn't hear who was first and second, though. I will confirm that for you. Yeah, so just while we're waiting for this run-off to start, Jarrett, you've just pulled up the teams' scores at the moment, and super close, isn't it, in the teams event?
Yeah, for sure. It's been jumping around a little bit, but a little delay on some of the team scores because the women hadn't gone through the preliminaries yesterday, but the U.S. was down, and now they've jumped right back up after the jump event and up at 81.85, and Canada really close behind at 81.27. So tight race there. Lots of skiing still to go. France not too far behind at 8,049. Great Britain in 4th at 7,336. Belarus at 71.31, and the Czech down at 7,096. Australia coming in on 7th at 69.23, and the Ukraine at 67.92.
Yeah, and because I'm biased towards New Zealand, it's
sorry, mate.
No, that's
sorry,
all right.
sorry.
New Zealand in 11th, but actually New Zealand ahead of Italy and Germany. So I'm going to take that, I guess. That's a decent finish for New Zealand. New Zealand typically finish around 10th or 11th in the open world, so it hasn't been a bad result. Probably can always do better, but obviously Jamie Metcalf with the bronze medal has helped us out a lot there.
Yeah, that was some incredible skiing by her, and the women's slalom yesterday was phenomenal. men's tricking was just insane, with 5 skiers skiing over 11,000 points. Some of them, just to be on the podium, only separated them by like 150 points. So I mean, it was incredible to see.
Absolutely.
Probably the best trick final we've ever seen as far as scores. So.
Yeah, it was. I mean, your young fella Dorian, of course, tricked a PB and finished 5th, I think. But it was so close. Those 3 scores right around. I think it was just only 20 points off Alexei, I think, from memory. And both those guys, Dorian and Alexei, ended up off the podium at over 11,200 points. Just looking at the dock before, I could see Freddie Winter looks like he's going to go first. He'll be followed by Joel Howley and then Will Asher in this runoff.
Yeah, not too often like we saw Nate come out here, early to set the pace. And in tricks, you had Alexei go out very early and set the pace. And then Dorian came out and did a PB. Thinking that maybe that might be on the podium, but then that just raised the bar and everybody came out, and then Pato just rocked it yesterday and did another PB at 11.7, which is just phenomenal as a youngster to come out and be the world champion, just on fire the last few years.
Absolutely.
And we still have the overall race, so lots of things going on during the...
Yeah, well, we didn't get of course, in the men's overall, we didn't get a change during that slalom event. Nothing changed. Martin Coleman ahead still just of Adam Sedemeier, but there's 5 guys in that men's overall. In it with a shot, of course, as I mentioned, Martin Coleman, Adam Sedemeier, of course, Joel Poland in 3rd, Thibaut Deland in 4th. So that's super close at the moment.
Yeah, really close race in the women's overall as well. Whitney McClintock is leading at 25.78, and Brooke Baldwin right behind her at 25.74.
Which is nothing.
That's nothing.
That's a quarter of a boy in slalom, if that. That is crazy how close that is. Regina Jacques, of course, in 3rd at the moment with 25.46. Now, Jacinta Carroll, who's in 4th, though, I think has a real chance, actually. She could end up leaping over all 3 of those ladies and actually winning the gold. If she definitely can increase her trick score, but also a jump yesterday. She had probably the worst of the conditions in the jump, and normally you'd expect her to be 5 meters ahead maybe of the rest of the girls, but she's only sort of a meter ahead, so she can make some big gains in that jump event.
Yeah, that's too bad for her yesterday. That's that's a roller coaster on the overall race, and Jacinta, definitely her strong event, and she can, put herself way out front, and the conditions didn't allow for that yesterday. So we'll be looking to see her fly today.
So that's our overall battles and our team battles, which is going on in the background. But right now we have a big moment coming up in this men's slalom final. 3-way runoff for the gold. So all 3 of these guys are going to go home with a medal, which is great. So I guess they're happy, they're ecstatic to know they've got a medal, but they've also got an opportunity of getting a gold, which is huge, isn't it? To be the men's slalom champion in our sport is absolutely massive. If you go through it over the years, it's hard fought, hard to win, and there's never really anyone as good as Andy Mappel was, and he's probably got the most men's slalom titles. There's never anyone that dominates year after year after year. It's so tough to win. It's so competitive.
It is. There's so many specialists now. There's 15, 20 guys, and just to make the finals is incredible. And everybody's going for gold here today. Everyone's throwing down, and
yeah. And the interesting thing too is you've got I think 5 years ago, everyone thought the way Nate was going that Nate Smith is going to win the next 6 worlds or something like that. He was just so good, but unfortunately for him, it just hasn't. So it just shows how tough it is. It's just really, really tough. So it's to win the men's slalom title. Big story here with Joel Howley, of course. Both Will Asher and Fred Winter have won this event before. Joel Howley not, and a huge story for Australia. If imagine that, only once before have they won men's slalom, and it was the one other time there was an Asian world. So basically, if Joel Howley gets up and wins this gold, then Australia are going to be voting for the worlds to be in Asia every year from now on, I'm saying. No comment, Jarrett. There's nothing you can say.
I was sorry about that. I was lost
It's
there.
all right.
I was
It's
talking
okay.
to my teammate here.
I'm trying to fill gaps here, basically, as we wait. The tension's building on site. Freddie Winter will be first up. He's the defending champion, of course, in the men's slalom.
Sorry, Glenn. I apologize. Yeah,
Nah, it's okay.
normally not. I usually listening to you.
You do listen? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We just a bit of going on here at the moment.
Yeah, just special thanks to Nautique and everything they do for the sport, all the events they do around the world, producing an incredible boat, listening to the athletes, developing stuff that helps our sport. The city of Putrajaya, they have gone well and beyond entertaining and treating us so well here, and the support they've given Hanafa, and Hanafa just going the extra mile trying to make everything as good as possible. And this stadium is just incredible, and all the photographers and all the media here is just great for the sport.
Absolutely. Well, we have a skier sitting on the dock in Freddie Winter. We have a towboat, but just not taking him just yet. I'm not sure what's happened. There must be an adjustment being made somewhere. I'm not sure as we watch this towboat doing a phantom pass.
No, I don't know if just a slalom. The depth is just, there's so many slalom events around the world, and there's a great circuit going on in Europe and some tournaments, and I think that's why there's so many slalom skiers out there just focusing on slalom, because it's the place to make a little bit of money, and the sponsors are supporting it. I would just like to see some more support towards tricks and the other events, to make sure that all these athletes have a platform, and that's one of the things that World Water Skiers is working on. IWWF, there's a lot of changes going on in the sport, which is really, really good, and hopefully we can support all the events, and that they all have a platform to shine. And this is their day to shine here at the 2019 IWWF World Waterski Championships, which only happens every 2 years.
Absolutely. Biannual event. On a quick commercial here. We'll be back as soon as we have a skier ready to go. I haven't heard from the tower when that will be. I'm surely it could be any minute. And we'll have that slalom runoff. So sorry to build the suspense, people, but everyone on the edge of the seats around the world are waiting for this slalom runoff. Here's the big moment coming up. Freddie Winter, first up, of course, slalom runoff, starting on the 10.75. This is going to be pretty quick fire here, I'd say. We're going to hopefully get 2 passes out of each of our competitors. Maybe 3, you never know, but that would be some sort of a sensation, I guess, if someone was to run the 10.25. But of course, where they place in this runoff is the colour of medal they will get. Here he is, Freddie Winter from Great Britain, the defending world champion. 10.75 metre to start. This is a runoff for placings now. Round 1 he goes, bit of slack on 1, not the greatest of starts, but he's out. Oh, breaks forward on 2. He's in a bit of trouble here. Round 3, he's looking very slow into 4. Does he get to 4? I think he does. Oh, he's back on this. This is sensational, folks. Round 5, can he get to 6? Some sort of a miracle. He's hanging on. He doesn't want to let go. Oh, geez, that sensational strength and determination for Freddie Winter. He hasn't run the pass. It's going to be a judge's call what the actual score is. We watch the replay. How did he even get to 3 ball here? Into 1 he goes. Not a great one, but he's fighting hard. He's into 2. Just joined by Jarrett. This is the scrappiest pass you ever will see, but it's so tough off the start tuck, I guess. Starting at 10.75. Here's Freddie Winter coming into 3 ball.
Yeah, this is what's going to make a world champion here. Down course, using the knees, swinging it out, trying to keep the ski engaged, just gritting the teeth, fighting for everything he can.
Score is 5, just to let you know. So he obviously, we'll wait and see.
Oh no, losing all the angle out of 5.
He obviously doesn't get around this boy. We're watching and waiting and seeing.
Yeah, no.
No, he's inside.
Definitely inside.
Body slide. He's looking for a miracle here. He doesn't really know if he's gone around it or not, I'm sure. Great footage, 5 on the 10.75. Is it enough? It could be. I mean, it's so hard starting off the start dock.
That's a big call right off the dock to have to run that.
I'm thinking one of these guys will run it though. I feel like one of these guys will run this 10.7, but it's a huge call. A lot of tension around the site at the moment. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Men's slalom runoff here. We had a tie, of course. We finished the final with 3 skiers tied at 2 at 10.25. Freddie Winter, Joel Howley and Will Asher. We've started our runoff. Freddie Winter's finished with 5 on the 10.75. We have Joel Howley from Australia next. Will Asher will follow. Where they finish in this runoff, 1st, 2nd or 3rd, is the colour medal they will end up with, gold, silver or bronze. This is, well, it's harder to pick than a broken nose right now, Jarrett. The slalom, anything could happen.
Yeah. And trying to fight through it is just as painful to watch it, but they are fighting and...
Absolutely. Here he is, Joel Howley. Great guy. Good to see him smiling. He looks pretty relaxed. I mean, why wouldn't you be enjoying the moment, wouldn't you? 58k, of course. 10.75, the Conley skier. This is a reasonably short run in here, I got to say. It's pretty quick. You're pretty up. You don't get a lot of time for the old shorts adjustment or anything like that. You're pulling out there. 10.75 metre. This is crazy. Nobody really thinks of starting on the 10.75 metre. Joel Howley now. Remember, he needs more than 5 to get ahead of Freddie Winter. Through the gates he goes. Round 1.
Oh,
good start on 1.
start.
Come on, Australia. He's out of 2 nicely. Is this the big moment for Australia? He's looking pretty good here. Round 4. Joel Howley. Look at him go. He's across the 5. Oh, big pipe ball. He's got 6. Oh, Australia and Joel Howley runs a 10.75. Oh. He doesn't throw the fist. He's as cool as a cucumber. I thought he'd throw the fist out of the arm socket, but no. Is this Australia's big moment here? Oh, sensational stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. He ran out of speed on his gate. I think he pulled a little early, so he was already in trouble right at 1 ball. So the whole game, the whole fight starts right from there, just leaning into it, getting a huge whip into 2.
Look at this.
Great hook up at 2.
But from here, I sort of had the feeling he was going to run it, to be honest. Jared, he seemed to be onto it, even though he's running a little late here. He's getting it done. Big 3 ball.
Yeah, a little bit of slack, but ski's hooking up really well. Like you said, the middle of the course went really well. Just thought that the start wasn't going to be that good, but he just fighting through it.
Yeah, he comes around out of round 4 pretty well here. 5 ball though, if we watch this replay, almost blew it on 5 ball, didn't he?
Yeah, pulled a little long into 5, but just dropped in there and just that could have been either way. Could have been good
50,
or bad,
50,
and
50, 50
yeah, and he just hooked up. But you see how the big hits that he can take out the exit gate.
Need to go back live because he's coming into the course now. 10-2-5. Obviously, the name of the game here is to get as many boys as he can. He doesn't know what Will Ash is going to do. He's still on the dock. Round 1 he goes. Slack on 1. He's going to be late for 2. Oh, big fall. I don't know if he's got 2. Is he okay?
Is he going to come up?
He comes up. He has put everything on the line there. I think it's going to be a score of 1. We'll watch the replay. He's left a little bit out there, hasn't he, for Will Asher to chase.
Timing so critical here. Keep up your speed. Allow the ski to swing. Drifting back a little bit. Having to pull extra hard here. Got to get out to that buoy. Reaching extra, just does not have the width. Tries to get the ski to come up underneath him. Tons of slack. Rope almost on the backside of the ski there. Taking a huge hit. And knowing that I got to get a piece of 2. Totally out of position. Hips back, not
shot.
connected. Just in, just launches. Knows that he can't even reach for the buoy, and then just disaster fall.
He wasn't actually a million miles away from getting a quarter there, but I'm pretty sure that he's been scored 1 on that pass.
So 1, leaving a huge score, but leaving the door a bit open for Will.
Okay, so I need to confirm why, but we have a dummy run here, a phantom pass before we had Will. There must be a reason. Wow. There's a few ripples from the safety boat. The safety boat that went to Joel Howley because of the heavy fall. There's a few extra ripples. It just shows how painstakingly hard the judges are working to get the same conditions for all the skiers.
Yep, they're just being conscious that every opportunity, that boat's not out there, visually not there, the rollers are not there, just make it the same for every skier. So they're running the boat down the lake and just keeping it consistent.
So will we hear Advance Australia Fair, or will we hear God Save the Queen when we give out the medals this afternoon? In the men's slalom, Australia have one hand on the trophy. I'm sure all of Australian water skiing is watching, excited. Go run through our list of sponsors here for this event. Obviously Nautica, the major sponsor, and the major sponsor of World Water Skiing, but we also have, of course, World Water Skiers bringing us this magnificent webcast. Don't forget, of course, the IWWF, our world body, of course, it does so much work for us. Masterline tow ropes, Putrajaya City, and they have put a huge amount into this event. Thanks to the president of the city here on Tuesday. It was great having him along, great guy. Malaysian tourism, and I recommend, fortunately I haven't had time, I haven't had a great look around Malaysia, so I'm going to have to come back, but been commentating this event my entire trip pretty much. We've got Kima Taran Belia Sukan. I don't know what they do, but thanks very much. We'll try and find that out for you. The Malaysian Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Malaysian Water Ski and Wakeboard Federation, Malaysia Convention and Exhibition Bureau, Permadana Putrajaya, the Everly Putrajaya, where a lot of the skiers are staying. It's great. The Zenith Putrajaya, where Jarrett, you and I are staying amongst a lot of others, and it's a wonderful hotel. And then the New Straight Times, of course, the newspaper supports are great sponsors. Thanks very much for all your support. Okay, folks, I think this time now we will have Will Asher. Okay, so this is how we finished after the final. Of course, the 3 skiers at the top tied with 2 at 10.25. That's why we're having a run-off right now to decide the placements. At the moment, Joel Howley has 1 at 10.25, which gives him a lead over Freddie Winter. So unfortunately for Freddie Winter, he won't be retaining his men's slalom title. And obviously Will Asher still to come. Here we go. It's about to happen.
I just noticed on the leaderboard they had Dane at 0. It actually is
Okay. Doesn't matter what Dane, whether Dane Meckler's 0 or half. It really doesn't matter now.
He was 4th and had an incredible
4th.
score.
Here we go. Will Asher, huge moment coming up here. All of Australia on the edge of their seats. All of Great Britain on the edge of their seats. This is going to come down to the wire. 10.75. Will Asher, round 1. Looks a reasonable start to me. The big 2 ball, of course, because he's so good on 2.46. Round 3, he's getting it done at the moment. Round 4, Will Asher, is he going for this title? He's in trouble on 5.
Oh,
he's
no.
And Australia have a gold medal, an absolute sensation. Joel Howley, the Aussie, has won the gold medal. Sensational stuff for Australia. Will Asher, unfortunately, is going to finish up with a bronze. And I thought he had it out of 4 ball, but I'm obviously wrong because he didn't look great going at a 5, and that is unbelievable stuff. Congratulations. Will Asher will take the gold.
Yeah, I thought he was all over that pass.
Sorry,
he was looking
Joel
good, and coming out of 4 looked like good. Just wanted to cruise into 5 and come into off his edge a little bit and come up short into 5. We'll see it here on the replay. Right through the middle of the gates. Thought that he'd be a little bit, but coming off the dock cold, that's probably a good call. Getting a decent one here. Looking so steady
Great
at 2 ball.
I mean, he's all over it here.
Just a huge 2. Typical Will coming out of 2. Just totally connected. Awesome edge change. Right up over his ski.
He looks the goods here. I thought he had this pass for all money.
You can't even be any earlier than that.
This
at
is
3
looking
ball,
sensational.
just perfect. Just cruising through this.
Something goes horribly wrong from about this point on.
Little wheelie, losing his angle, but just coming across, not losing all his speed and dropping his shoulder in, jumping on his inside edge, and not having the speed. He's definitely narrow, extra reaches, and just slips out of his hand. It's just like he relaxed his hand, reached extra hard at 5, and loses the handle.
Oh, devastation for Will Asher, devastation for Great Britain, but wow, Australia. Magnificent stuff. For only the 2nd time in their history, Australia have a gold medal in men's slalom. Go right back to 1993 where the carrot top, of course, Brett Thurley took the gold there. Now Joel Howley, congratulations Australia and Joel Howley, gold medal in men's slalom. Bit of a boil over, you'd have to say, but what a great final.
That was incredible. 3 guys going at it, and hats off to Joel. That was just incredible.
Unbelievable. What a great sport we have. Commiserations to Will and Freddie. I mean, they still don't belittle it. They've still got medals at the World Championships, which is huge. But that is a wrap for the slalom event. I'm going to have a bit of a cup of tea and relax here. We've got the women's tricks. We understand we're going to go pretty much straight into this women's trick final. Then we'll have a half-hour break after women's tricks. And we'll head into the jump.
Maybe we'll try to grab some of those guys quick and do a little interview with them and see. Love to talk to Joel. And
I think that sounds like you, mate.
Yeah, well, grab them on the way by and take a quick break and get that before a tricks event.
Come to Putrajaya, Malaysia this August to watch the world's best water skiers in action. Don't miss it.
Okay, welcome back, folks. We've just had a sensational slalom run-off where Joel Howley from Australia has taken the gold medal. We have got Jarrett Llewellyn down on the lake edge, and I believe Jarrett has got Will Asher down there, so we're going to cross down now to Jarrett Llewellyn and get some words from Will Asher. Okay, so we've got problems with audio at the moment. Apologies. Thanks very much to Will Asher for making his time available. We're just going to work on that. Sometimes the technological gods aren't with us here. And Will Asher down there, he's such a good sport, but he will be bitterly disappointed, I guess. He's finished in bronze medal there. Working on that audio, folks. So the program, of course, today we're going to be going on with the tricks, women's tricks final very shortly. So you wouldn't want to go too far away. We are probably going to have a half-hour break, I think, but between the women's tricks and the men's women's jump. So between women's tricks and women's jump, be a half-hour break, and then we'll be into those jump events. So that's our plan for the day. It's a little disappointing, but we are working on this sound, getting the interview from Will Asher. Okay, folks, so we are working on this interview. Apologies, we're certainly doing our best.
It's not on Jarrett's microphone, it must be on the internal microphone. No, we got to turn the internal one off.
So if you've just joined us, of course, Joel Howley's just won the gold medal in men's slalom, so a huge moment for Australian water skiing. Freddie Winter, the defending champion, finishes up with the silver. Will Asher gets the bronze. We're just trying to get an interview with Will Asher down on the dock with Jarrett Llewellyn's down there, but unfortunately we're having some sound issues. Meanwhile, we are getting ready for the trick event. The boat is doing some phantom passes. Our pictures, of course, are of the trick start dock, so there's no one actually on the trick start dock yet, so we're obviously not starting straight away, but it won't be too long. So far, of course, 3 finals. We've had Manon Castard, of course, win the ladies slalom final yesterday. Patricio Font from Mexico took out the men's tricks. Joel Howley's just taken out the men's slalom. Beautiful conditions here, glassy calm still at Putrajaya for a finals day. Okay, so stand by, folks, because we're going to do the interview up here in the tower. Just some technical issues down there. So Jarrett Llewellyn and Will Asher are heading up the stairs. We'll see how quickly these two guys, these famous athletes, can get up the stairs. I know how long it takes me to the 3rd story where we are. Here we go. So we'll be crossing fairly shortly. We'll get around here and we'll get, yeah, I'll get out of the shot and we'll get you guys in the picture.
I'll stand up.
Test, test. So I got Willie up here. I didn't realize you were afraid of heights, man. No wonder you stopped jumping.
And I
But-
started getting up the stairs. I had to look down.
Yeah, you guys, incredible show. Great skiing. Going off the dock there. What was going through your head?
Well, I don't. You know, I've been in this situation so many times. I just think back to the Worlds in China with Glenn Campbell, same situation. But after one, I think I just kind of settled into a rhythm, and I'm like, oh, this is going great. And then you just can't settle into that complacency on the site. Like it's challenging. It can ski well, but you got to stay on it. And I just did not stay on it. I came into four. I just kind of relaxed like it's a man-made site. You know,
Yeah, you look
somewhere
so good
US.
in the middle, like decent start and really, really looking good in the middle of the pass. Just looked like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that was probably my best gate, best one, best setup for the whole, you know, out of any of the passes I ran all weekend. And then it's just one of those things, you know, you got to stay on it to win a world title. You cannot hesitate for a second. And that's what Joel did. He went out there, he committed, he took it down, you know, hats off to him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, you've won 2 world titles. This is you've won a silver, now a bronze. So, an incredible career. You know what?
I mean, yeah, the World Championship has always been a special event for me. I don't know, I just, you know, being part of the British team and just kind of that camaraderie we have, you know, just to be able to go out there and feel that vibe. We don't get to feel that every day in our pro skiing. You know, I have an amazing team, but to have like, you know, Queen and country behind you feels amazing. So, you know, I feel like you know, it's a special event.
Yeah.
And the field's so deep. There's so many great skiers. You can't come into it flying all the way from the US thinking, hey, I'm going to win this thing. You know, it's one day at a time. And I'm happy. I'm on the podium. That's really awesome.
Yeah, incredible skiing. You're a great ambassador of the sport, and congratulations to you and the Great Britain team skiing so well. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for everyone you do. Thanks to Putrajaya in Malaysia. It was a great event.
Thanks, Will.
Joel's coming.
Thanks, mate. Sorry for bringing you.
So high. That's all right. It's damn high, dude.
Thanks, mate.
Do you want to? I'm too close? Okay. Brian, just incredible preliminary round. Just what was going through your head? Not quite what you had. You've been skiing so well.
Yeah, I felt good. I knew, you know, from the end of the prelims that these guys are going to put out big scores. So I knew when I was going to take to the water today, there's going to be big scores out there, and was just trying to focus on myself and, you know, what my cues were. And I was very pleased with how I was feeling out there. I had a lot of space, and it felt a lot better than the prelims. And just went a little heavy there at the gate at 39 and didn't get the best one, but I thought I was back in it at 2, and I think similar to what Will said he did in that runoff there at 4, you know, maybe it was just a little tentative, you know, saw the rollers, and I tried to be patient, and I thought I was still, you know, moving across course, but it just stood me up on the ski, and unfortunately that was the end of the day.
What did you think from yesterday, or you know, when you got up in the morning, what were you thinking? What the cut might be?
For the cut for the prelims?
Yeah, no,
for the
final.
final.
What do you think was going to get you on the podium?
I knew it was going to be where it was, you know, 2, you know, possibly even 3 at 41. I mean, I know I didn't have a good gate in 1 at 41 in the prelims, but I went over to 2, and I thought I was still going to be able to get outside and go to 3. So I mean, all the guys in the finals are capable of that. So I knew it was going to be 2, 3, and I mean, it could have even been 4. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
We have, you know, the men's slalom is stacked, and everybody, you know, skiing really well, and it was showed this week.
Well, you had a great show. Thanks for everything you do for the sport. I know you really help out, and it was a joy to watch. So I didn't turn out for you today, but it was really good to see you out there.
Yeah, thank you. It was good to be here, and you know, Joel's coming up next. Congrats to Joel. He skied really well.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Rick is about to leave the dock. You might have to call us through that, and then we'll fit Joel in.
Jump in here.
You got to put it on the line for that, bud. Good job. Just wait a sec, because I think we'll just let this first trick pass go, and then Back on now with the ladies trick final. Chantal Singer from Canada first up. We are going to have an interview with our slalom gold medalist Joel Howley, but first up we'll just watch Chantal Singer here. Women's trick final here, 2019 IWWF World Waterski Championships. Out of Canada, trick independent of course. Skiing as a trick specialist. This is a good toe run, looking really good at the moment. Getting some good points in, and nice stand-up run, Jarrett.
Yeah, a little even better than the prelim. She fell near the end of that on the first pass, and she's always rock solid. Really good style. She moved trick to trick, and a lot better than the prelims, so that's what you need for the final.
Okay, just while she heads up to the end, we're going to now talk to our newly crowned world men's slalom champion. The Aussies are happy, of course. Here we go, Joel Howley.
Joel, incredible. That was just threw down there. What was going through your head going, off the dock there?
I wanted two. Two was the plan.
Two was the plan.
I think 3 out here. I mean, it's possible, but your odds to turn to 2 and get to 3 probably about, for me at least, 10%. So I mean, my goal was just to get to 2. Got to 2 and took a bit of a stack. The plan was a full 2. But yeah, oh my God, like it's so fun to ski out there, but it's very hard. I have no problem with the fact that World Championships are at a bit of a difficult site.
Well, your knees are just up and down. You're staying over it, and you're just letting it go. It was just like incredible to see you run through that pass. It was incredible.
Yeah, definitely requires almost a different set of skills to get out there in those sort of conditions. And it's nice. I mean, I coach a lot of the kids, and it's very nice to see, practice what you preach a little bit with the rollers. So I'm absolutely stoked. And thank you to everyone that's played even the smallest part in my career, and especially to Connolly. I got on Connolly early. They let me develop the ski in the direction that I wanted. Just recently we've gotten a lot more on the team. I really think there's big things in Connolly's future. I mean, we just got World Championships, 1 and 2, men and women. I mean, it's just...
That's true, that's true.
I mean,
that's
I'm just
incredible.
so amazed at what Connolly's done for me. It's amazing.
Just make sure we have a lot of time. We might cut to the other
rip,
but
trick.
No, I think we've still got
we're good.
a little time.
You took a huge fall just reaching for 2 ball, big digger, and when you came to, you probably didn't even know where you were, but did you think, oh my God, did I leave the door open? Did you think that was going to be enough?
I did think I was in with a good chance. It's incredibly hard out there. Yeah, I definitely didn't feel like, I know the door was open, but I was quietly a little confident. I mean, it's incredibly difficult out there. Did I get outside too? I have no idea.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Should have dove harder.
Well, you hit your head pretty hard.
You did get outside, but you didn't have the handle in your hand. Yeah, you did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I think the ski went outside too, but... Okay,
so we
got
got
back on the water. Watch
Chantal coming in here.
And then we're going to talk a bit about your ankle, mate, because you had to be carried up here by team manager Grant Barnett, so that's a good story.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a sook,
Yeah. Here we go now. This is Chantal Singer. Started well on toe. Beautiful toe pass. She's going to start here. Looks like a wake line 540 to start.
Open it up with the line tricks. A little bit more older school. Usually we're seeing a lot more flips nowadays, but Chantal moving right through that, body over, right into the flips. Incredible style. Moving pretty quick here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just getting the last trick there. Changed up the run. I watched her a little bit in practice, so she changed her run a little bit for the final. But definitely a solid pass. 2 solid passes, and we'll have to just wait for the judges to see if all those tricks are good. Joel, I just want to show the viewers.
Yeah, go for it.
This.
Will actually didn't know, but if we had a tie and the result was another runoff, we're in some serious trouble.
Yeah, a little duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
when we were getting in the boat, I kept it nice and low. So
here we go. Here comes the replay. Here's you trying to get to 2 ball. Pretty good shape there. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, you
just held on. What's going on?
Yeah, a little weak. What happened?
Jeez.
So how is the ankle, mate? It's
it's just the foot. It's not that sore, to be honest, but I can just feel something moving in there.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's generally not a good sign, but who really cares?
Well,
that's the question. Like now, time off, a little, anything going on?
The plan was definitely not to have time off. I've got 2 weeks back in Australia, and then we're off for the last 2 pro events of the year. We've got the Cali Pro-Am and the Malibu Open, which are 2 events I really like. Very, very easy conditions with huge scores. is generally the case at those two events. But we'll see how this foot goes.
Well, incredible skiing. Hats off to you, world champ, Aussie. That's absolutely incredible. Solid skiing. You've had an incredible year, and congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm absolutely amazed.
Well done, Joel. Congratulations, mate. It's a great moment for Australian water skiing, of course. Your name will live on in history now in Australia as we watch first pass, Hannah Strotsova from Belarusian toe tricking now, very quick and piling through the points here. Oh, toe line 360 is good. Wonderful. So far the ladies in this trick final both standing up. We'll get scores through to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, you definitely saw the added speed that she added in there going for it, but the arms waving around a little bit, trying to get those extra tricks in, and sometimes waving the arms around, you lose a little bit of the line, and sometimes it can cost you some time, but some big tricks here, right at the back-to-backs surface. Moving really quick, losing the arms, not too much time lost, big toe line O there. Another back-to-back, which is two huge point trick runs, throwing in a little bit of, we call them garbage tricks at the end, but all those little tricks at the end, all the garbage stuff are all important because...
You might call them garbage tricks, Jarrett, but that's most of my run of those tricks. That's pretty much what I do.
But those garbage tricks can be the difference between first and third really quick.
Absolutely. Still no score through for Chantal Singer. But she started well, actually. Both these girls. We haven't had tricks here fall off yet. Hopefully that lasts for the entire final. Okay, we've got a score through for Chantal Singer from Canada, 7,530.
That is a really good score for her. That's really close to her PB.
Yeah. Great stuff. Perfect conditions out here at the moment for the tricks. Glassy calm. Ladies tricks final. Of course, we've got Hannah Strotsova out there at the moment, followed by Aussie Jacinta Carroll. So the Australians will be geeing her up a little bit. She's an opportunity, probably not to get on the podium in the trick event, but a real opportunity of getting on the podium, if not even winning women's overall. You just don't know. But she needs a bigger trick score from the first round. Then we've got Alaya Young, of course, and the crowd's going to go absolutely nuts for that. That's local lass, hometown hero, Alaya Young. Then Whitney McClintock-Reaney, of course, the Canadian. Utalia Kuglavan, the Pan Am Games champion. Brooke Baldwin, who's currently sitting second in overall and just so close in that overall at the moment. Paige Reaney from Canada. And then Erica Lang from the USA, Gianna Bonneman from Germany, Anna Gay and Neely Ross, of course, will round out this trick final. Hannah Strotsova now, second pass.
Big second trick there. Body over work, right over the line. Tons of effort. Straight into the flips. Moving pretty quick here. Back to front. Starting from the back to the back, which we call the mobe. It's a huge trick to finish with. Solid 2 runs.
2 girls, 2 stand-up runs. Great start, because Chantal Singer, 7.530, close to her best.
Superstar sitting in the boat, Oleg. Overall skier, legend in the sport, her coach. Big ski line back-to-back, was right on top of the wake there. Judges might be looking for that. Nice clean 2 backflips, moving really quick here. Nice back to front. And here's the big back-to-back mobe, landing on top of the wake, casing the wake, but that's still credit, and finishing off strong.
Great couple of passes there from the Belarusian. Now we go to Australia, Jacinta Carroll. Of course, world record holder in the jump event.
Yeah, everybody seemed to forget how, that Jacinta's a specialist. She just rocks the jump so much, but she's such a solid overall skier.
Absolutely.
She's incredible. This girl can do 3 front flips. It's absolutely insane. And her balance and all the sports that she does, she's a weightlifter. She's so powerful. She's so committed to all the sports that she does. And she's so busy. I don't know how she finds the time to do everything.
Absolutely. Spends a bit of time, well, not a lot of time in the US, I was going to say. She spends a bit of time with Kylie at Ski Fluid up there in the US, but because she normally does those hit and run sautés where she just flies into the States, wins a pro jump event, flies back home to Australia. She's got a job, of course. Here we go. Starts with some basic tricks here, but she gets into the flips. Jacinta Carroll. Super strong little pocket rocket. Jacinta Carroll. Back to front flip.
Here comes a huge front flip. There you
Here's
go.
the reverse. Now she fell on this in the elimination round.
Nice.
She sticks it this time.
Yes.
Couple of side slides to finish. She's happy.
That's,
Wow.
you know, she may not be going for the podium in tricks, but this is huge for her overall score. She
Absolutely.
picked up there. It means that she's not going to have to jump as far, but she's going to jump out the end of this lake, and it's just awesome to see her come out here and just stomp that run.
She's sitting in fourth at the moment in the overall, but not by a lot of points. Actually, we'll just check that, and I'll let the viewers at home know.
If you could just see that face, if anybody's looking at the screen, how focused and you know how strong Jacinta is in the head. I mean, it's just so good that.
So Jacinta is sitting in fourth, but she's actually only 85 points off first and over, which is not a lot. In fact, it could just about. A lot of those points would have been made up by that front flip at the end there, the reverse, which she fell on in the first round. She is, because her jump is still to come, it's a favourite event. She has a real chance of winning this women's overall. Now, Australian water skiing, if they win men's slalom and ladies overall in one day, is just just phenomenal, amazing. So hasn't happened yet. A lot of things can change. Of course, the other girls.
Jacinta is always focused. She's having fun here. She's in the groove and weights because it's embarrassing now. Like it's just the weight that she's lifting. It's just, yeah, it's insane. Which definitely helps her jump event. Coming in and being able to take any position and power through the ramp is definitely an advantage to her.
Here we go. Rope on toe for Jacinta Carroll. Great day so far for Australian water skiing. Let's see how she goes in the trick event. Starts nicely, rope on toe. Smooth, but getting it done. The toe 5 front.
Just cruising through this run. Oh, come on, Jacinta, hang on. There you go.
There we go. Didn't want to fall on a toe weight. This is great. She's right at the end of the run now. She throws the toe weight back to back, side slides together. This is great. Sensational stuff. Jacinta Carroll, 2 stand-up runs.
Had a bobble in the middle there, almost lost it and managed to pull it off. Really steady run. She was totally focused, but really smart to settle down and just reconnect to the line and finish off that run.
Kind of looks, around 7,500 points, I'm guessing. Similar to Chantal Singer, actually. We have got a score through now for Hannah Streltsova from Belarus. It's a good one, 8,390. She's leading at the moment. Women's trick final.
Yeah, Jacinta tricked 68.70 in the first round, so I definitely think she moved up on that, and that's going to help her. Everything's going to help her on the overall race. So we just watched Jacinta's pass here again on the replay. Starts with the toe 7. Really well done, moving through the surface back-to-backs. Good little pace here, solid as can be. Here's where she had her big, almost falls here. Doesn't drive through the top of the wake, settles herself down. Finishes off with 2 toe wake back-to-backs. And the garbage stuff at the end, but just clean as in it. That's going to help her. Awesome.
Okay, we're moving on now. Huge moment. Let's get behind the show. Local young lady, of course. Alea Jung. All of her family down on the side of the lake.
The
Shout
media
out
is
to
out
the Jung
here.
family, the orchestrator of this magnificent World Championships. Toe 720 to start. Big moment for Malaysian water skiing. Big moment for Putrajaya. This girl lives just 10 minutes away from the ski site. Really good stuff from Alea.
Beautiful style.
So quick. So much control. Back there. Toe line back.
Nice.
Toe line back to back. Great run, Alea Young.
Whew. She's
Yeah, I guess
wiping her
little
brow
added-
there at the
yeah.
end, but good pin person. She was still solid. Ski landed right at the end. Maybe we see that in the replay, but trick was still pretty good. Dropped her head, and the release person didn't release her. That's part of your equipment. If he would have let her go, great start here. Toe 7 straight into the toe 5 back. Clean as can be. Nice style. Totally straight up and down. Ripping through these tricks. Beautiful 5 front. Big 360 here. Doesn't look like to do the toe line
Yeah,
360,
drop the
but
truck, yeah.
huge toe line back to back. Drops ahead and pulls it out.
A lot of expectations, I guess, at home here in front of the home crowd. But I think after that run, you see the relaxation, the smile. I think she's pleased to get through that one. She looks to be relaxed going into the hand pass. Team Malaysia, of course, there. Changes skis, changes ropes. Hand pass coming up here. Women's trick final 2019 IWWF World Championships.
So you can see them in the boat there. They get typically it's a 30-second wait. We have a little bit longer wait here, but switching up the skis, going to the hand run. Sometimes they'll switch the rope up, maybe a little bit shorter, so they can get from side to side a little quicker. The toe ski typically is maybe a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter. Hand skis typically a little longer, sometimes a little wider, so they can get air off the wake for the flips.
Look at the Malaysian supporters there. A lot of Alea's family there, of course, the Young family, and hard-working people. These are the guys that have bought us this World Champs. They've been working so hard. The ladies, of course, up in the office, just looking after us, and great to see down there, getting behind their own, waving the flags. Well done, you guys. What a magnificent World Championships you put on. Should be so proud of yourself. Great event.
It's a little brother flexing up there. A lot of pressure. I didn't want to say that while she could hear me. She probably can't hear me now, but lots of pressure when in your hometown. Lots of, I mean, Hanafa's done such a great job on promotion. She's all over the city on media, social media, but she has experience. She's got her around the world, different tournaments, and here we go.
Wake 5 front to start. Ski line back. It's going in. We're into the flips now. Alea Young. First flip, reverse flip. Back landing coming up. She's a super talent, up and coming. Great stuff from Alea Young. Still, she's dropped the handle just at the end there, which is going to lose her some points. She'll be a little disappointed. Still a great one. Put your hands together. Alea Young out there representing Malaysia in the ladies trick final.
Yeah, the future is bright for Malaysia. You know, she's just a youngster, just 16 years old. It's
So
just
she'll
incredible.
ski Junior Worlds next year, this time next year, and they're in Florida at Corey Picos' site. And actually, she will go in, so she could be the first to bring that home to Asia.
So we're just going through here, a few body overs right there, really clean over the line, rope out of the water, into the flips, nice and clean.
One of those Junior Worlds, I think, is a chance not only to place in the tricks, but to place in the overall as well, which would be huge. I don't think Asia ever has had a medal.
Here's a back, landing in the front, and here's the big back-to-back mob, and loses the handle. And she did land it cleanly, and she started to come to the front, and that's the judgment call. You know, did she fall on the back-to-back, or did she complete that trick? That's a huge trick to be questioned, and I think she landed that trick, and then she started to move into the next trick, and then lost the handle. But that's a judgment call, and we'll wait to see how that is.
Okay, so we have a score through from Jacinta Carroll, 7120. It's actually, I thought it might have been a little more than that, 7120 from Jacinta Carroll. So that does gain us some overall points. Maybe not quite as much as I thought. I'm not sure what's happened there. And back on the water, though, we've got one of the real superstars of this event current leader in the women's overall, of course, Whitney McClintock-Rini from Canada. 2009, of course, 10 years ago, her home worlds up there in Canada. She took out the overall event. Going through a run now. Toe line tricks. Great run. Really good run, Jarrett.
Yeah, nice stand-up pass. Needs to stay focused, get through this pass. She did in the earlier round. She fell halfway through her hand run, and for her overall race, she has a lot of room to gain here for the overall race. This is where she could probably pick up the most ground. Whitney's usually a really, really strong trick skier, and her score in the first round didn't reflect that. I am looking at Jacinta's sheets, and she lost a toe wake back. Didn't lose a lot of stuff, but maybe she just ran out of time. Here's Whitney on the replay on the big screen, moving pretty quick through these passes. She's really good style, holding the rope in, moving from trick to trick. Big toe echo, toe line, big trick that we scoring, and then another here, big. Oh.
Okay, so we've got a score through here for Alea Jung, which is interesting because it's 7,440. Now, does that, well, we might look at a sheet actually if we get really professional here, because did she get credited that last flip, do you wonder, Jared? You felt that probably would, but we'll just check that because that's an interesting one. But that's a good score from Alea. That's not too far off her best. It's about 300 points off her personal best. So good skiing from the young Malaysian competitor, 7,440.
Yeah, so she did get that last flip. It's one judge did take that trick, and there's 5 judges, so it's a majority, and she definitely got credit for that.
Absolutely, and I guess when you think about it, like a quarter buoy in slalom, you just have to hang on to the handle once you get past the buoy. So I suppose as long as she still had the handle in her hands there as she landed that flip and moved on to the next trick. Yeah.
But losing that trick, that's 800 points. So out in the most people, that doesn't mean much to them, but that's one of the biggest scoring tricks that we have in trick skiing. So losing 800 points can take you down the list really, really quick. But she, from her sheet, that's why we have 5 judges. They're not always on the same page, but typically, she's only got a few nicks here and there, only from a couple judges, but not a majority. So she did a clean run, and everything that she did, she got credit for. What the big, I guess what I noticed here is that the toe line back-to-back, that big trick near the end of it, was out of time.
Yeah. So there you go.
So that was 480 points that she did lose, so she would have been up there a little bit higher.
So it probably would have been a personal best, actually. It would have been right up there with the very best. Alea Jung, if she had that toe wake line back-to-back in time. Here's Whitney McClintock-Rini. Hand pass coming up. She stands this up. She's right, cementing her overall lead, of course. A big moment in the overall for Whitney. Going pretty well at the moment, you'd have to say. Flipping nicely. Flipping good out there. Great stuff. She'll be happy, I think.
Solid run, really good. Picking up a lot of ground there. Watch it on the big screen here. 540 degrees, one to the back, straight into the flips. Really tight to the wake, going for big up and down, not losing much time. Landing in the back, going for the huge back-to-back mob, nice and clean. All in there. I don't think she lost anything. She didn't lose any time on that, so she'll everything that she usually had on her sheet, that's what she got. So.
Yep, good stuff. So that now means I think that Jacinta Carroll's going to have to jump even further to win over, which is great. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, we want jump. Yeah, absolutely. Right down to the wire. We want to see everybody going for it, and it's every event has been so tight. What a good story, and it's just been an incredible World Championships.
Next up, we have the Pan Am Games champion, Natalia Kuglevan. Personal best of just a shade under 10,000, 9,900 and something. I can't remember, but she's very close to that 10,000 point mark. So she's probably the next competitor to go over 10,000 points in the world. You'd have to think, this young lady.
Such a great personality. She's always giggling and laughing. She's so fun to be around. She's just an incredible skier, well balanced. Her style is incredible. At the Pan Ams, just rocked it there, took the gold medal, and she's capable of tricking over 10. And I think some people underestimate her going into the Pan Ams, and she just threw down a huge score. I could tell a little funny story. When she was younger, she couldn't do a flip, and she came and skied with me, and she would not, I mean, she couldn't even get to her butt. And actually had to tape her hands to the handle, which probably shouldn't say that, but it was the only way that I could get her to hang on to the handle. But here we go. She's going to show you what she's got.
Starts nicely with the ski line tricks into the flips. Really quick from flip to flip here. Young superstar out of Peru, from Lima, Peru. Back to back move. This is good tricking. Really good stuff. Couple of side slides at the end there to finish off. She'll be happy, I'm sure.
She had a little bobble in the middle of the run. Her back flip, we'll watch it here. Make 5 back, good. Ski line back to back, solid. Just a 180 ski line right into her flips. I believe it's this one. She just slips out, loses a little time. Still really good, but just losing a little time. Right into the back-to-back mob, and then the reverse, which we have not seen, which is huge. Just that little time in the middle. Sometimes you lose the trick at the end, which can cost you a little bit. So hopefully that didn't cost her too much time, but everything was really solid there.
Absolutely. Still leading is Hanna Strotslova from Belarus with 8.390. We have a score through for Whitney McClintock Rini, 8,320. So maybe just back a little. I thought she might have tricked a little more than that, Jared, but that's still a great score. But she does gain a little bit for her overall.
Yeah, and Whitney would have, I mean, she's capable of tricking 9,000 points. So she wanted to come out here and rock it, and she had a couple little, I just checking her sheet here. And yeah, the last toe line back-to-back.
Not credited?
Not credited. So that's the one trick that...
that's a big trick.
Yeah, big trick, 480 points. That definitely would have helped her there.
I can't remember that trick thinking back now, but the judges didn't like it anyway. Toe wake line back-to-back for Whitney McClintock Rini. So that makes a difference. That makes a difference in the overall battle too. She has gone up a little bit with her trick score, but...
Some of the trickers, that's why we, some of the garbage tricks at the end, you know, if you have the big tricks all at the end and you bobble that one trick that is at the end, if you lose it, it's costly. But Whitney just losing that last trick on the toe pass, which still a decent score. Definitely helps out her overall score, and that's still, and she's in the jump event as well, so she can pick up there.
Okay, Natalia Kuglevan now. Peruvian athlete. It's going to start with the toe 720.
Yeah, she's a legend down in Peru right now. Not too many gold medals at the Pan Ams, but she was one of them to pull gold, so she'll go down in history.
And of course, got an apartment. Every Peruvian gold medalist at the Pan Am Games was given an apartment for their win.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Look at this, just clean as can be. Like, how good is that?
This is a great run. She's happy.
Throwing
Double
the fist
pump.
Nice.
Really good run, Natalia Kuglevan. That's going to be up in the high 9s, I think. She waves to the fans, gives herself a chance here of a medal in this ladies' trick final. Well, we won't give her an apartment for winning this, but she's a world. If she happened to win a World Championship gold, is probably worth an apartment.
Straight in, toe back-to-back, as fast as you can be. Just ripping through the surface turns here to a big 360 over the wake and a line 360, clean as can be, and a step back-to-back and a toe front. Like that was awesome. Awesome
Wow.
pass. Nothing the judges could even question there. Really good.
Great stuff. Next competitor will be Brooke Baldwin out of the US of A. And just back on quickly on the apartment story from the Pan Am Games. That's good, but not quite as good as the Indonesian nationals. Indonesian national champ gets given a house in water skiing. Philippa Jung, who was helping me out earlier in the week, was telling me. So maybe a few skiers might be thinking about
I need a new
changing
passport or
passports.
something. Yeah,
exactly,
man. Yeah, there's a lot riding, the pressure that we don't know that's on all these kids over the years. It's not just standing on the dock, it's the team pressure and, you know, trying to financially make the sport go, having sponsors. There's so many things. The night before you go to bed, you're worrying, and then you don't sleep good, and then you get up, and it's just to keep it all straight and perform well. Hats off to all the athletes that have done so well at this event.
And here's a young lady that's performing well at these Worlds. She's currently sitting second in women's overall, actually by nothing really, of 7 overall points I think it was last time I looked. Although she was behind Whitney McClintock-Greening, and Whitney's gone up with her trick score. But Brooke Baldwin, who we've got on the water now, she tricked 81.10 in the elimination round. If she can increase her trick score, that will help out her overall chances. Skiing all 3 events as an independent, not on the US team this time. I'm not quite sure whether she wasn't selected or whether she didn't make stuff available. Probably the latter.
Pretty amazing that you have an athlete at that standard to not,
yeah,
you know.
I'm sure she would have been selected, but obviously not available for some reason. But this is a great stand-up pass from Brooke Baldwin.
Yeah, moving through these tricks, everybody's kind of got the same start of the run. Big toe lino. No real problems here, keeping the line tight, moving really quick. You see the difference between some of the different seeds, and the last seed here is how quick these athletes move from trick to trick.
We got
efficiency.
We got a score through, sorry to interrupt Jarrett, for Natalia Kuglerman. It is a very good score, 9,570. Absolute ripper of a score. She's taken the lead in the event. Peru lead the women's trick final, 9,570 points from Natalia Kuglerman.
That is an awesome score. Little off her Pan Am score, and she nailed it down there, and it was 9,900. Just looking over what kind of surprised they 2 judges took her ski line back, but I mean, she got credit for it, but I thought that was pretty good. But going through she didn't lose anything other than the few ski tricks at the end that she just, the little garbage tricks, missing out on some time, and those last few little tricks are the ones where she's could have taken her up to the 9,900 and put a lot of pressure on the athletes that are that possibly could trick 10,000 points.
Absolutely, because the favourites, Erica Lang, Anna Gay, Nellie Ross, all capable of tricking up in over 10,000 points. They've got to do it though. You know, it's a great score. I'd be pretty happy if I was toweling off with a score of 9,570, no matter how good those top girls are. They've got the score on the board, and the pressure of a final, of course, can create anything.
So the wind has picked up a little bit here from Slalom, a little bit more crosswind. There is strategy on which pass. Some skiers like a headwind for certain passes. I like a headwind on toes. My son doesn't like it. He likes a tailwind. So everybody's a little bit different. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, what keeps the line tight and what allows you to go faster is really what guys train with. And here we have a little bit of a crosswind, so she's coming back here on her hand pass. So the wind's pushing her just slightly. And we notice that the wind, it's a little choppier on that side of the boat, so that you want to take that into consideration as well.
Good start here from Brooke Baldwin. She's geez, that was an interesting way of doing that. The handle over the head. She's still out there getting points though, which is good. Does it again.
She must practice that.
Wow. That's a good run in the end. She almost fell a couple of times on flips, but she does stand up the run. Whether it's all in time, we'll have to wait and see. But great stuff from Brooke Baldwin. Women's trick final here at the Worlds. Stands up both passes.
A few alley-loops in there.
Absolutely.
She doesn't get extra points for that. Well, maybe they should consider adding that. That's some style.
Actually,
man, that first trick right there, a wake 7. We haven't seen that yet. Into the back to front.
just a regular backflip here. I think this is where she does the half twist. Starting in the front, going all the way, landing in the back. She over-rotates it, flips the rope over.
That's cool.
That's pretty slick. To the half twist. Comes back in here, going for the mob. This is starting in the back, all the way to the back, 308. And again, over-rotates it, over the head, throws the fist.
Paige Reaney will be up next. This absolute who's who of.
I think an extra 100 points for style. I don't know.
That's right. Freestyling it, hot dogging it.
Yep. Paige Reaney, a phenomenal coming out of Canada. 3-event skier, just a youngster. Has been tricking so solid the last couple years.
Here we go, Paige Reaney now. Of course, represents Canada. She's, as you said, 19 years of age. I'm guessing spent most of her life though in Orlando, Jarrett. Skiing with her dad, Matt. Good quick toe trick. Very quick on those wrap-in toes. Oh, beautiful. I love that toe liner. Almost falls though, loses a bit of time. Back to back. Finishes up. Just be a time issue maybe towards the end of that toe pass, Jarrett, do you think?
Yeah, she had a few little things like moving from trick to trick. As you see the replay here, but she lost that toe line. Oh, she almost went out the back. But things that we could work on, like toe 7, being a little bit on the wrong side of the wake, so losing a little bit of time there. Back to back. This is all really quick, really efficient, right really close to the wake here. Up over the line, just landing on her heels, almost loses it and regains to the big step back to back, which might be out of time because she lost that bobble. So that is the critical point that could happen in that run.
Got a score through for Brooke Baldwin, 8,260, 8260. Does improve her score. It was 8,110 in the elimination round, so she has improved her score a little bit by 150 points. Must be maybe a toe wake front or something like that she's picked up, but probably not enough to get the overall lead off Whitney McClintock. Remember, Whitney tricked pretty well here this round, so at the moment I think the overall will still be with Whitney McClintock-Reaney.
Yeah, she picked up some ground, so we love that because they're all going into the jump final and it comes down to the wire. Everyone will be having a cut. Hopefully the conditions swing around this afternoon for us. But all these trickers are all incredible. They're all moving through their runs so fast. I might be a little critical. I'm just trying to point out some where you can pick up time. I think that's the really key point on tricks is people don't realize, every little, you want to be really efficient, really, really quick and fast. Just because you're doing you can't do the trick any faster. It's the time in between the tricks that has to be fast. You've got to be really efficient. Mike Farrar was one of my coaches always saying, fast is slow and slow is fast. So that is a really, really key to moving through your tricks.
We actually haven't had all of these girls have stood up. I think from memory, the only fall we've had in this entire final was Alea Jung, but it actually happened after time. Just thinking about it, they've all stood up all their passes, which is amazing.
Did you, Brooke Baldwin's score is in, did we announce that?
Yeah, we do. Brooke Baldwin 8260, and she's been credited everything by the look of her sheets. Everything credited and mostly in time. Here we go, Paige Reaney. Hand pass going very well at the moment. It flips. She was third, of course, in overall at the Pan Am Games not long ago. That's a great run.
Just
really
pulling that out.
run. She's happy, good to see.
She cased the wake a couple times, and sometimes when that happens, you lose your speed, and then each flip you lose a little more, and I was worried on that last flip that maybe she was going to case the wake, and you come up casing the wake, and sometimes it pulls the handle out of your hand, but she managed to get through that pass, which is really, really good. So back to World Water Skiers replay, big screen. That big screen down there is awesome. I mean, we were up here a lot, but I went down there. It's just really cool for the crowd to see that. Starting out with some 5s, the wrap in to the 5 back. Clean flip. We want to keep this tight. We don't want to go too wide, not too high, not wasting any time. Landing the half twists. Oh man, just that start coming up off the wake on that last back-to-back mob. She just kind of buried in there, and I thought that it was just going to pull out of her hand, but she pulled it off. So that was really good on her.
Okay, folks, time to get excited. We've got the world record holder up next. Erica Lang from the US of A, based now, of course, at the moment in Orlando, Florida, but grew up in Arizona, southwestern part of the United States.
Yeah, this girl just goes for it. She just lands out in the flat. Her, you know, she's a big wakeboarder. A lot of that is, I don't know which one's coming from which, but her background also in gymnastics. Yeah. She's such a talented athlete. Was an overall skier, not jumping too much anymore. She had a knee injury a few years ago from wakeboarding and has kind of backed off from jumping and spent more time on focusing on tricks and wakeboard. And it's amazing that she can switch between the events.
Absolutely. Almost made the slalom final, actually. She was only, I think, 1 place off making the women's slalom final, so she's in pretty good form. Yep. Here we go. This is Erica Lang, world record holder. Big front flip and the reverse. Sensational flipping. She really is.
Oh, no!
She's gone down, caught a leading edge. She's gone down hard and heavy, and that is devastation for Erica Lang, the world record holder. She has... this is disappointing because she's going to struggle now to get on the podium even here in this trick event, Jarrett, and it just shows the margin for error. She was going so well out there, and she's pretty disappointed out there, folks.
Yeah, just going huge on all the tricks, landing out in the flat. She's so well balanced. Just look at that, out in the flat, just full on to the blind. I mean, you don't get a better front flip than that. That's so nice.
Sticks the landing straight into
Boom,
the next
straight
one.
into the next one. Incredible how fast she does 2 front flips. This one just goes up and lands tail heavy on the back foot and just sucks her tail. And when that happens, there's no pulling out of it. She's just done.
Nothing in it though. That's devastation for Erica.
Yeah, these last girls are just not going to hold back. They're all going for gold. They're going to try to take high in the 10s. And Erica was the first one to come off, and she wanted to set the pace, and didn't work out for her today.
So yeah, that's disappointing. Who's that pinning for it? Was that Jimmy Seaman?
That is Jimmy, yeah.
I think it is, isn't it? So geez, tell you what, if you're feeling a bit down about life and you wanted to feel better and calm down a little bit, he's the man to talk to.
Actually, I was
guy.
sitting in the bar with him last night talking about old times, and I mean, he's such a good guy. He's giving back to the sport, coaching around the world. Been world champion, world record holder.
So I mean, at 19 years of age, I think I'm right in saying, jumped 70 meters, broke the world over. So with one jump, he broke the world jump record and the world overall record.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't like that. Yeah.
No, I'm sure it was probably your record.
I was on the other side, so.
You did get it back again for a little while, of course. But
no, Jimmy was always so fun to compete against. He and all these guys, they get out in the water, and it's business on the water, and so many great guys. And Jimmy was always so much fun to hang out with after the events.
He's got great taste in ladies as well too, because he's marrying a Kiwi.
Yeah, I heard he's going down there. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, actually, he's heading there tomorrow, or maybe even tonight. No, I think he's going tomorrow. He's heading down to New Zealand to see Laurie. He's going to be heading to New Plymouth, hoping to do a bit of snow skiing over the next couple of weeks.
So I know that Erica has just filled out her World Water Skiers profile. I've been bugging her for a while. She was laughing about it. But make sure you go there and check out all the athletes and pull up their profile, follow these athletes, make comments to them. it really helps. So make sure you follow us and hashtag everybody IWWF and World Water Skiers. Help the sport. We got some incredible athletes, and we all need to work together. But here comes.
Yeah, it's hard really because she'll try and stand up this run. She's professional, but deep down she knows she's going to struggle now to get a score to get on the podium. It's a tough thing about tricks really. It's different to the other two events. Sometimes you have to do a second pass when there's, oh jeez, it's just not her day, is it?
No.
Erica Lang.
No, she had to throw down the gauntlet
Yeah.
on. She just was going to just go for it, and sometimes that just doesn't work for her. But
Yeah, look at what. Yeah, like you say, she had to really go for it. It really probably wouldn't have mattered even if she had stood up the toes. She was going to struggle anyway, Jarrett. What this actually does though now is that this opens up the door for Natalie Kuglevan, because Natalia Kuglevan, because she's 95.70, real good chance of a medal now. We're down to our last three. Gianna Bonneman, of course, with that jump crash last night. I've got no word on an injury, Jarrett. Do you know how she is?
I haven't had an update. I did see she was icing her shoulder last night. I'm sure she's pretty sore. Neck's probably pretty sore this morning. But she was icing the shoulder last night. But that little girl, I mean, she's as strong as can be. They were telling her that she needed to go to the hospital and get some x-rays, and she said, nope, I'm going to ski. Yep. I don't have any time for that. So.
No. So we've got a score through for Paige Reaney. It's 8,410, 8,410 for Paige Reaney. Puts her in second spot at the moment. Gets her ahead of Hannah Strotslova and, of course, Whitney McClintock-Reaney. Not by much, but gets her ahead. So she's in second at the moment. And just 3 trickers to go, of course. Gianna Bonneman, Anna Gay, and Neely Ross.
Yeah, yesterday when Janina had that huge out the front, just going for it and really trying to get a really good overall score, and that really hurt her. And so I didn't want to say too much before she got off the dock, but this is really critical for her overall score. She's definitely in the hole with her jump.
Yeah, you see the heavily strapped right elbow. That's because of that pretty bad injury. Gee, she's bobbling around a bit here. She's struggling a bit on the toe 7, but she's away now, getting into a rhythm. Back-to-back tricks. Toe 5 front, toe over here. Toe Waco to come up. It looks good. Over the rope will go. Toe wake line O. Toe wake line back. Running out of time here. I think she's going to stop.
Yeah, that's
a little scrappy.
That is not typical Janina. She usually ripping through her runs, and she's so still, and she was all over the place. You could definitely tell that she is in some pain. And once you push off and you lose the line, she almost sucked the tip there. Lost the line, had to regain her composure. And right here, the brain starts rushing and you start panicking, and she's just throwing tricks, which she typically does not do. Getting back in the groove here.
Oh.
Coming up a bit short on that and getting a step at the end. Just got to recompose herself and come back and just.
The problem is if the elbow's hurting or that right arm's hurting for toe tricks, imagine what it's going to be like for hand tricks, Jarrett. Especially the flip or the ski lines, I guess, even more than the flips.
Yeah. But this girl's got some grit, and she'll fight through it. And she has a huge run. She does some of the best flips in the business. Her front flip is incredible, like Anna or like Erica's.
Great Corey Picos. We're talking about Jimmy Seamer's pinning before. We've got Corey Picos in the boat here for Gianna Bonneman. So, world's greatest trick skier. Waiting here, Gianna Bonneman. This is going to be a testament to how tough she is, this run. As we look at that leaders board, Natalia Kuglevan, 9.570, real good chance here of a medal in this event. Ahead of Paige Reaney, 8.410. She's also an outside chance at a medal now. Hannah Strotslova, 83.90. Whitney McClintock, 83.20. Brooke Baldwin, 82.60. Chantal Singer, 75.30. Alea Jung, 74.40. the Aussie Jacinta Carroll, 71.10. Erica Lang, not a day she will want to remember, 3.7.10. So Natalia Kuglovan with her 97 score. Actually, I'm just looking at the score here. The score I'm looking here is 95.70 now for Natalia Kuglovan, so maybe that's...
So Janina Bonnemann, 25 years old, from Germany.
Here we go. Let's just see how she goes with this heavily strapped elbow. Of course, she's done some damage to her elbow, possibly broken. We don't know. She didn't go for an x-ray because she didn't have time. Didn't want a doctor telling her she couldn't trick today. She's doing it at the moment. Front flip. Oh, this is tough. This is brave. Second front flip. Back landing. This is a great trick run for a injured skier. Sensational stuff. Piling the points on, racing the clock. Back to back. Oh, the fist goes up. And that is magnificent stuff. Good stand-up run.
Oh, it feels so much better when you finish a run like that after redemption. Jump didn't go so well, and just to get through that pass makes you feel a little bit better. Not going to be her best score, but it just so much grit. Just incredible to see her fight through that with the body just being as sore as it is. We'll watch the replay here. 540 to the reverse and the ski line there, completely clean. Huge front and a second front flip, just like Erica's, so fast. To the half twist and the reverse. Lost a bob a little bit there. Coming up with the back-to-back mob, yes, and a incredible pass.
Yeah, great to see the German there standing up with all her injury woes. Next competitor, USA, Anna Gay, former world record holder, of course. Under 21 world champion from 6 weeks ago in Canada, from my memory serves me right. Great final she had with Neely Ross, because Neely Ross is still to go, so I'm sure it's going to be another classic.
She won the overall as well there. She had a really strong overall run. She's just down a little bit here in the overall race.
Yeah, she didn't probably slalom as well as she did in Canada. So you're going to start rope on toe. Like I said, former world record holder, just been eclipsed just lately by Erica Lang with that world record. But
first round she tricked 97.70, so it's a little bit off her normal pace. So she's probably seated here and going to push it. She's going for 10.
Good start here. Toe wake back-to-backs coming up. Back-to-back super quick, super smooth. Toe wake-o, toe wake line-o. It's good stuff here from Anna. Good run.
Oh yeah, some of that stuff, she's just ripping through those passes. Neely and Anna have the exact same run. It'll be just interesting. The difference is just who gets the stuff at the end of the pass, who's the most efficient.
Absolutely.
Both of them
so
are.
It comes down to speed. It's amazing. It comes down to speed, and then who gets the toe front or the side slide at the end.
Yeah, both are so clean. Look at how fast, even in, is this slow motion? Because she's just ripping through this.
Surely this is not a slow-mo replay.
I was like, wow. Toe line-o. Just toe back and front. Back to back, toe wake front, toe side, and another toe wake back. Just ripping through there. It's funny, these girls have come up with, as they land a trick, they do couple quick little tricks while they're waiting on the slack.
Yeah,
they're adding tricks in between tricks. It's like
they can't go and do a big trick because the rope's not tight, but they can do a couple of quick side
yeah,
slides.
so why not just throw a few extra in here?
I'm going to start doing that in my run, I think, Jarrett.
Yeah. I wasn't even smart enough to figure that out. That's just, these girls are just moving so fast. And the level of the skiing, tricking by the girls, I mean, just insane. Just up into the 10,000 point trick run. Beating a lot of the guys. It's just incredible to see.
Well, I got to say, being a ski dad is one of my favourite jobs. And we look at Russell Gay, of course, and his dad down there releasing. And then, of course, when Neely goes, we've got Drew. Father Drew Ross will be there, and these guys know exactly what needs to be done. Exactly what to say to their daughters, and it's great to see.
So pretty much we saw so many people come off the dock and do toes first and follow up with the hands with the tailwind.
Waiting on a score for Gianna Bonneman. When we get that through, we will know who our first medalist is in the women's trick final. Remember, Natalia Kuglevan with 9.570. She's starting to look like she'll be on the podium, but we'll wait and see. Here we go. Anna Gay. Stood up toes. No real surprises there. See how she goes.
So the viewers at home, that green buoy that the boat's about to, that's the set the speed. And then the next buoy is a white buoy just at the front of the boat there. And that's when they can start buoy. They can start anytime after that. Some of the skiers elect at this end to go a little bit farther. But once they start, the clock, 20 seconds.
So she's underway now and gone through her ski lines into the flips. Got the far away shot at the moment for the webcast. We'll get the boat shot soon. Won't get the boat for the replay. A great run from Anna Gay, heading towards a gold medal. Who knows, but sensational. She's going to be happy. The fist goes up. Well, the under-21 world champion 6 weeks ago in Canada has just stood up and taken the lead, puts the pressure on Neely Ross on the dock, which I guess is the aim, and absolutely sensational from Anna Gay.
Just from that angle, I'm not a really, really good run. She looked like just like she was going a little wider than normal, which for her, you know, just the time element. We'll just watch it here. Huge wake fight back, clean as can be, ski line back to back, huge ski line back, and a huge front, right into the half twist. I'm moving pretty quick. I was wrong. She's not going very wide. She's efficient. Lost a little time there. Back-to-back mob, boom, whole back reverse, garbage, got it all in. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's a great run. It'll be over 10,000, folks. It'll be 10,300, 10,400. This is going to go down to the wire. She's going to be guaranteed of a medal, Anna Gay. Just a matter of what colour it ends up being. Well, last trick skier of these worlds coming up. It's going to be Neely Ross from Canada. If you're a trick fan, you need to enjoy this. Fans of women's tricks around the world, of course, and there's plenty of them because it's such a great event. The ladies have improved so much. When you think about it, from where they were 10 years ago, women's tricks, and they've really picked up the flips, of course, improved. And these guys, Neely, Anna, Erica, of course, they've pushed up over 10,000 points, which is
yeah. Back in the day, the Larson twins tricking 8,000, mid 8,000, and they were all in a league by themselves. They were just phenomenal athletes, and then the tricks didn't really move up for 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden these youngsters came along and just elevated the sport to, you know, over 10,000 points, and it's just incredible to watch.
Okay, so we know that Neely has the exact same trick run as Anna, so it's just going to come down to speed. So you be the judge at home, who you think's the smoothest and the fastest, and then we'll let the judges, of course, in the tower decide for real. This looks really fast and really smooth to me. Neely Ross from Canada, just 18 years of age.
Same runs, but a little bit different style between the two. Neely stands a little more upright, Anna's a little more crunched down. So
Dad's happy. Drew in the boat's happy. Gives a big thumbs up. Here we go.
I love this
How do you
start.
do
She
that?
always does
Stand
that.
along there without hanging onto the rope.
Anna's
Skiing
got her
along.
hips up a little bit more, or sorry, Neely, and she's just ripping through these tricks. And it's the question is, who's more efficient? Who's more powerful? Who can move from trick to trick? I mean, big toe line O, just adding in those extra tricks there to a back-to-back slide at the end. Anna had a toe ache back, but I just don't know if that was in time or not. So
I'll tell you what, Jarrett, we've got a trick score 3 from Anna Gay, and it is a sensation. 530 points. That is right up there.
That is huge.
That has got to be close to Anna's PB. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's going to be very close.
I think she's up at 10.8.
Okay. Well, that is a big score, though. That is Neely's going to have to be on top of a game here. Okay, so she got one toe wake back's out of time for
so
Anna.
Just what we saw there at the end of Neely's pass, she did the toe side, and Anna had a toe wake back, but it was not in time. Everything else, she back-to-back, the two back-to-back reverses were in time at the end of the run, so she did get everything at the end of her hand pass and didn't lose anything in her run.
We still haven't got a score through for Janet Bonneman. I'm not. Oh, we have. Sorry. Well, I didn't see it come up. But yeah, here we go. 8410. 8410. So that means that Natalia Kuglovan is.
9050. Yes. So Natalia is definitely having a medal. She is.
So yeah. Sorry, I'm all over the show. The scores are jumping around on my screen. But Natalia Kuglovan's guaranteed of a medal here. Well done to Peru. Anna Gay is currently leading. She's also got a medal, 10,530. Neely Ross is about to come back in. And this is the final 20 seconds of tricks at these Worlds coming up.
Yep, on pace to challenge Anna. Definitely here for the 2019 IWWF World Championships. Last run in the women's tricks event. Can Neely take gold?
Because Neely, the under-17 world champion.
She's retaining. She's was the last world championship,
Paris,
so she wants to retain
champion.
this.
So defending champion in this event, women's tricks. Oh, wait for it back to start. Ski lines. Plus ski lines here. Front flip. Oh, she goes down. Neely Ross in devastating moment. She goes down. She's out. And that means that Anna Gay has the gold. Natalia Kuglovan will have the silver. And
Gina
Bonneman is going to pick up a bronze medal here, I believe. And that's devastation for Neely Ross. Really feel for a lovely young lady. And that just shows you, same as Erica Lang, Jarrett, just
going
minor detail.
Yeah, just going too big on that front, popping it, making sure she wasn't going to under rotate, but really good clean start. Her first pass was absolutely flawless. I mean, I've watched Neely so many times, and she's just a machine, and it's just unfortunate that has happened today.
Disappointing.
The pressure and just going for it.
If you like
watch the start here, huge ski line back to back. That's just insane. Up, clean, straight up over the Patrice Martin on short. That's the way he used to do it. You can't do it any better than that. Just a huge front and lands a bit on the front foot, and just the pressure coming over on a front foot. There's so much pressure that when you over rotate, the momentum throws you up over the tip, and it just buries the tip, and you cannot pull out of it. And
yeah,
that's what's the front flip is a dangerous flip. The back flips, if you under rotate it, it's not too bad. You always want to survive. You want to fall outside the line. Sometimes I've drug down the lake, you can get back up, but on a front flip, there is no room for error.
What time are we starting jump, mate? You asked them for it?
So it would be really nice we're going to try to grab Anna Gay and maybe even Neely and Janina. Love to talk to...
yeah, if Anna wants to come up to the tower. Oh, the mic is working downstairs? Okay, well, I think we'll send Jarrett down to the bottom of the tower.
Yeah, Natalia, please come and talk to us.
Absolutely, we'll get some interviews with three of our top trickers, please, to the bottom of the tower. Jarrett Lamb will give you an interview. We'll let you know what's happening. Okay, so we do have medal presentation coming up before the jump. Oh, okay, and we've also, so we will do the ski interviews though. If the skiers can make their way to the bottom of the tower, Jarrett will have a few words with you. And do we have a time yet for start a jump? Yeah. Okay, so jump sounds like it'll be about 45 minutes away, maybe even an hour actually. So we were meant to start jump at 1, but we've got medal ceremony to come. So between that, so yeah, let's say 1 p.m. to start jump, but I've got a feeling it might be a little bit after that, but we'll let you know, folks. But shouldn't be too long. We'll have an interview anyway with the women's strickers. We are going to have a pause for the medal ceremony. I don't think we'll webcast the medal ceremony. Just while we wait for Jarrett to get those interviews with the girls trickers sorted, I've just welcomed into the commentary position Mr. Greg Malone, of course, from Nautique. Welcome along, mate. Congratulations on being here and being part of this tournament. You must be excited.
Yeah, it's such a fantastic day. It's beautiful out here on the site today in Putrajaya, and that brand new ski nautique. Both of them out there looking great on the water, and athletes putting it down. Here to win a world championship.
Absolutely, and because you're here in Asia, good exposure for Nautique, I guess, to be here in an emerging market and starting to move a few of these Nautiques around this part of the world.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nautiques run on this water right here. We've had Nautiques right here in Putrajaya for quite a while and all around the world, and it's always exciting to introduce new markets to water skiing, this sport that each and every one of us loves so much.
Absolutely. So the new Nautique, because it's only been around just over a year, I guess. There's been quite a few world records actually, and lots and lots of PBs. We've seen a lift in performance since the new Nautique's been on the market, and it's been well received. You'd have to say around the world.
Yes, for sure. It's always you get that new boat out there and get everybody a chance to ski and learn how they can improve their performances. And we have a goal each and every time to outdo ourselves and to make a better boat. Of course, the Ski Nautique 200 before this one had, I think, 19 world records set behind it in the time that it was our premier boat. And we're excited to have this new Ski Nautique out. And this new crop of skiers that we saw out here today amazes us each and every time they get on the water.
Absolutely, and it's been a great world championship. So you also you got the new Ski Nautique. You've got the 200, of course, as well. The re-jigged up kind of new 200. I think you're making those in Tennessee because your factory in Orlando's at capacity. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We have a great manufacturing facility there in Orlando, and as we neared capacity, we have another one of our Craft companies that has an operating facility in Tennessee, and we had quite a few of our team members went up there and started up operations, and the Nautique 200 was a redesigned version of such a great boat that we had, and made it super friendly for ski clubs and the places where you want that water ski tractor out there. Maybe you don't want to invest in the and the carbon fiber and all the things that come with the new boat, and so it's such a great boat for skiing, and so that's just worked out as a great opportunity for us at Nautique to build those extra boats.
It gives you options, I guess. I mean, the 200 was a great hull. This new Ski Nautique is even better, but there was nothing wrong with that hull either with the 200. And then of course you've got the crossover boats. I think the G20s, which sell pretty well. I know back home in New Zealand, you can do a bit of everything with those boats.
Yeah, it's great. We've got the G Series boat, of course, making the biggest waves on the water for athletes who want to wakeboard and wake surf, and the GS is that perfect combination in between where you take some of the great things of the ski hull and you combine it with the G boat and of course some ballast and just gives the family a chance to have a boat that does everything in one package, and it's amazing what it can do, how far on each side of the spectrum it can work.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're almost ready to go have an interview with Jarrett, but thanks very much for your support. I mean, the world of water skiing is well supported by Nautique, the World Championships, of course, many sponsored athletes. I know back home in New Zealand, it's what you do for water skiing in New Zealand is huge. So worldwide, and thanks very much to Nautique. It's magnificent.
Thank you. We're glad to be a part of it. Glad to provide the towboat out here for these athletes, and it's been great. Looking forward to these jump finals coming up here soon as well.
Can't beat the jump finals. So I think now we're ready to cross down to Jarrett Llewellyn. Okay. We're trying to be like TV, but we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. We don't have the budget, do we, Tom Gray? In fact, there's no budget. Yeah. So it won't be too long. Go to World Water Skiers and hit the donate button if you want this production to be just that little bit better. Shouldn't be too long. We'll have Jarrett Llewellyn down interviewing the girls strickers. Thanks, Greg Malone. Great job, Nautique. Okay, we're going to run a quick ad. We're going to come back pretty soon with these interviews.
Come to Putrajaya, Malaysia this August to watch the world's best water skiers in action. Don't miss it.
Watch the best water skiers in the world compete at the 2019 World Waterski Championships in Putrajaya, Malaysia.
Okay, welcome back live here to Putrajaya World Champs. We're going to go down to the Lake's Edge, and we've got Jared Llewellyn who's going to speak to some of the winners and some of the losers in the women's trick final. So hopefully that's all going to work out. And here he is.
Hey, thanks, Glenn.
Jared
Got
Llewellyn.
Janina down here. Probably everybody, what they want to ask you is, are you feeling okay after? That was a huge out the front.
I'm actually feeling fine. Like, the only thing that really hurts is my elbow. I don't know, like, I must have hit the water pretty good, tightened up my muscles, and my neck is not sore, nothing at all, like just my elbow.
Well, that's the one good thing about being small. Going out there and being that sore, I said that it didn't look like typical you when you started your run. You were a little bit off balance and kind of going all over the place. Was that because you're sore, or did you just lose balance at the start?
I think I just lost the balance at the start. I started my 207, and for some reason the tip just dug in, and I don't know, like, I don't even know how I got out of it, because my ski was, like, my tip was in the water, and then I just tried to survive and do the best I could.
But your second pass, you just rocked it. You went right through the pass. It didn't look like you were sore at all, and it looks just awesome.
I just tried to forget about everything and just do whatever I can do, and I knew I can put out a big hand run. I've practiced it a lot, and it went well, and I'm so excited that I stood up.
So waking up this morning, lots of emotions. Is it hard to sleep at night? What were you thinking this morning?
It was pretty hard to fall asleep, just like recalling what has happened, like during the tournament, like crashing, and my slalom score wasn't the best. Like, I don't know, just going through it over and over again, just trying to find an end to it, and just like, okay, now I gotta go trick. Like, it was.
There's no end to overall, so it's always going. So it's just a challenge. So. Bronze, that's absolutely incredible. Congratulations. Everybody at home, all your supporters, they're pretty rapt about that.
They're super excited. I'm so happy to have such a big support team. My boyfriend Dane Meckler and my sister Kiara Bonneman, like, they're here supporting me on site, but then also my family at home. They've always been there for me, and they always will be.
Yeah, congratulations. Go relax now.
Thank you. Thank you, Jared.
Get some ice on the body.
Thank you so much.
Okay, back up to you, Glenn. Oh, Glenn. Well, I don't know if you still got me. I got Dane here. I wanted to talk to Dane earlier. Dude, you just had an unbelievable prelim, just rocking it. I mean, I just because you're short, I mean, it just gives me so much hope. But what happened in the finals? You were right there. You just decided to go for it?
Yeah, you know, it's a dream to come off the dock last at the World Championships. And,
Is it? I was like, oh
know,
my God, there's so much pressure.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of pressure, but I just tried to enjoy it and just, you know, be so proud that I'm in the final and, you know, with these guys. I knew I could compete against them, and I just tried to ski against myself, and I knew I could get through 39 again. The prelim gave me a lot of confidence, and yeah, you know, it's bittersweet. It was right there, and I had to go for it. I mean, down there I said, you know, as a lefty, I can get around 1 and survive 2 and maybe get to 3. And, you know, it's the World Championships. You don't leave anything out there. And I'm proud to go home saying that I went for it.
Yeah, you're not on the tour all the time. You're working all the time. You don't have the opportunity to maybe get some experience all the time. But you every event you get in, you're just right there. And it's impressive to see.
I appreciate it. You know, working full time, it's not the easiest, but, you know, I still have a great support team in North Carolina. You know, I got a lot of great skiers there. And I'm able to ski after work and just make the most of it. And, you know, here I am at the Worlds, and it's the biggest stage, and just try and keep my composure and, you know, trust my ability and put out a big score.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Well done. Even though you didn't get on the podium, it was awesome to watch. You guys put on a great show.
Thank you, Jared. Really appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to try to find Natalia and maybe Anna. And, oh, here they are. They're coming over here. Step up, step up. Sure, you can just come up here. Wow, that was impressive. Just threw down 10-5. What were you thinking going off the dock?
I wanted to ultimately do 2 stand-up passes, so I was going out there to do that. I wanted to be, you know, slow because slow is fast, and that's ended up exactly how I wanted it to be. You know, just nice and clean and smooth.
What, going out a little bit earlier, was that tactic, or you're like 97, you're a little bit short in the first round? Do you like going out first? Do you want to go out last?
I I like the spot I was in. I didn't do quite as much as I would have liked in the prelims. My toe line wasn't great, so I got caught on that. So I was super conscious of that going out here, just to do that nice and clean and smooth, so then it's fast. But ultimately, I think I was in a good place. I like both spots, but I thought it was good.
Well, being as young as you are, I mean, you're the experience that you have every time like the under 21s, you just rocked it, and you did it today. Your overall's not quite as on par as at the under 21. So how are you feeling about that?
I kind of messed that up when I went out and slalomed. I didn't get a good slalom score, so that kind of threw me out of overall. But that's okay. I want to do well in overall, but ultimately I wanted to do well in trick because I knew I could get a good run in there.
Well, that's the beauty about overall. When you screw up one event, you got another one to pick it up with. So that's incredible. You are a world champ. Congratulations on your performance.
Thanks, Jarrett.
Natalia, man, Peru must be. I mean, what a month! What a month! Oh my God, you're like just PB at the Pan Ams. Come here, rocked it again. Little off what you wanted. What happened in the middle? Where'd you lose?
On reverse half twist. I'm a little scared of that trick, so I was like debating if I was going to do it or not, but then, yeah, I had to do it for the finals.
So when did you decide to do it? Did you right as you were standing on the dock or in the morning?
No, like in the dock, a little.
You were switching up right
yeah,
right
I
at
was
the
like,
last.
I'm a little scared. I didn't do it yesterday, but today I had to go for it.
Yeah, okay. And it's pretty cool. We keep talking about that you're getting an apartment in Peru.
Yeah, it's one of the prizes for winning Pan Am Games, so I'm very excited about that.
Thing is, you don't spend much time there. You're always training and at school and.
Yeah, but I have 1 year left of school, so I guess I'll be back after that, maybe.
Well, you're a legend down in Peru. Maybe you can go back and enjoy all the all the press and everything for the sport. That's incredible, and congratulations on your performance today.
Thank you so much, Jared. I'm so happy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, just to let everyone know on watching the webcast, we're just going to cut the stream for probably about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. We've got some medal ceremonies going on here before we start women's jump. So there'll be nothing on air, so if you're wondering what's happening, so you can all go away and do something for half an hour to 45 minutes, and we'll be back with women's jump, followed by the men's jump final.